tonight's Routemaster. This is going to be issue 89 and 90. 90 came out today. And I'm very, very lucky tonight. I have 3 co-hosts with me. Hopefully things are going to go well. Testing suggests that they will go well. I have Horlicks.
Hello. Oh, God, it's kind of a bit murky, isn't it?
That's got a bit murky. Would you have too big a puff on that vape there?
No. Hello, everyone. Yeah, glad to be back. Internet seems to be working well. Cross fingers.
So I will just do a little bit of a warning here. We have extreme mild nudity on the show tonight with your dressing gown. Okay, and who do I bring in next? Let's roll a pretend. Hang on, Alexa, pick a number between 1 and 2.
I pick 1.
Go on then. Right, so it's Fleetwood then. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
How are you?
Not too bad. I thought Alex was doing a shower steam, steamy windows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He should have done that last week when, Bobby Ewing comes back from the shower scene. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean?
Oh, what you mean after being dead for ages and it was all a dream?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. He's back.
Right, so someone who may possibly have been watching that episode when it first aired is Dave Say.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing an impersonation tonight of Val Doonican with my cardigan.
Val Doonican is such a warm and comforting person.
We all sit down cross-legged.
He must be one of the few BBC personalities who's not in prison.
Yeah, possibly.
Right, okay, I'll quickly go through all the comments because there's a lot today. We've got a very happy bunch today. So we've got David Bassett, who gets a gold star for being first. He says that he'll be tuning in after Pepsi's dog training this evening. We've got Peter Whitlock says hello. Peter Whitlock, you scared me earlier on. I'll explain why when we come to it. Roger Kendall, bad news for me yesterday. I cut all cables off bus. I fitted 3 battery boxes and 2 circuit boards, but still no joy. So got all the cables to give away. So if anybody wants some cables, contact Roger Kendall. I would certainly take them off you if no one else wants them. Give anyone else a higher priority because I'll just use them for experimenting with. So if somebody genuinely wants them, then give them to them rather than me. So we've got the hellos. We've got Michael John Wicks. Love Minis. If you had a good sleep while I was at work today, Love Minis contacted me just after I woke up this morning. She's on a good evening. I was on a good morning because obviously being behind us in the time. But we had a good old chat this morning, as we always do. Stuart Sullivan, Roger, if the cables are still going, I'd like them very much. So yeah, give them to Stuart rather than me if Stuart wants them. Stuart says hello. Hello. Roger Kendall, if you email your address, I'll send. Brilliant. That's brilliant. So that's nice. I like to see little things go to good homes. So yeah, more hellos. Love Minis invented a new word, plagiarism. Sorry, I found that hilarious. Do you know what? I'll tell you a funny story. A friend of mine was having a bit of a clear out last week in the attic. Found this box in the corner, never seen it before. She assumes it was left from the previous owners. So she opened it up and there was, and I can't say this, it was a Picasso and a Stradivarius in it. Yeah. So she took them to be valued. Unfortunately, they weren't worth anything because it turns out Stradivarius can't paint and Picasso makes shit violins. So Love Minis. I loved that joke when I first heard it. What was Icarus's least favorite food? Hot wings. What do you call a fictional country? Imagination. So what do you call a beat up Batman, a bruised Wayne? 14 minutes. The last thing my grandfather said before he died was pints, litres, gallons. That spoke volumes. Did I tell you about my uncle who died? He used to work in a chocolate factory. He used to work in Nestle, and he used to work in the packing department. And one day, all these chocolates just fell over and crushed him. And he kept calling for help. But every time he shouted, "The Milky Bars are on me," everyone just cheered. So what's the difference between a cranky 2-year-old and a duckling? One is a whiny toddler and the other's a tiny waddler. We've got P40F20, Adrian co-editor. Big thank you to Adrian co-editor as I do every week, because he does all the scans and a lot of background. I'm upset he's created loads of work for me on the 3D print, but no, he does so much work. Guys, you don't see half of the work he does, but if he didn't do it, you would notice the difference. I promise you that one. So this is the bit where Peter Whitlock scared the hell out of me, and I've just lost the comment because right, I actually read the second bit before I read the first bit, and this is the bit I read first. I'm not happy. I don't like being taken for a mug, but the bit I missed was I fell asleep in the armchair last night, and when I woke up, someone had put a tea bag in my mouth. Oh yeah. I warned my daughter about using her whistle inside, gave her one last chance, but unfortunately she blew it. Bad jokes. Bad jokes are coming. I like this one. Mum, what's the Wi-Fi password? Clean your room first. And that probably is the Wi-Fi password, isn't it?
Probably, yeah.
Your room first. Because I heard a joke similar to someone going into a pub and said, "What's the Wi-Fi password?" And the landlord says, "Buy a pint first." So he buys a pint. He says, "Now what's the password?" He says, "Buy a pint first." So Matthew Bourne, good evening all. Couldn't get my collection today out of money. I get that. It's the only bad thing about this collection for me is I get paid on Thursdays, but the magazine comes out on a Wednesday. So I have to be really, really good and just keep £8 in my account. And there has been a couple of times when I haven't managed it. It seems funny sometimes, like, well, it's only £8. But as probably a lot of you know, sometimes £8 is really valuable. Perhaps buying, I don't know, food.
Yeah.
Or getting the bus to work to earn money.
Yeah.
So, do you know what? I'm sorry, Peter, I've preempted you. 30 minutes later, Mum, I've cleaned my room. What's the Wi-Fi password? And she says, it's clean your room first. All lowercase, no spaces. Steve Lee says hellos to everyone in the room. Steve Lee, Adrian co-editor. Pete Whitlock says, welcome back. Horlicks. We knew he'd be the first one to spot this. P40F20, Horlicks is out of uniform.
I know. In the move, I've lost it. I haven't lost it. I've just temporarily misplaced it, but I will find it.
Yeah, I'll make a confession, guys. I quite like the dressing gown. Anyone else anxious for the release of Ectomobile? Yeah, I can't wait.
Viewing figures might start peaking soon then.
Yes. Right, so talking of viewing figures, 42. I'm not unhappy with that.
Yeah.
So, right, as you guys know, I accidentally opened issue 89 instead of issue 88. So I've got it in my hand and I've got all the bits. That's not it. That's nuts and bolts. So I've got all the pieces in here. So I am going to be extra careful when I check the pieces tonight, because obviously I want to make sure I haven't lost anything. I hope I haven't. But you'll be glad to know that I can keep my knife to myself when it comes to issue 90. So I have already received it before today because my subscription issues came. 3 weeks late, but 3 weeks late was better than longer late. So, right. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to push you into the background.
That's all right.
In fact, I'm going to push all of you into the background.
That's all right.
In fact, I'm actually going to push you all out altogether. Well, you know, until we get the perfect. Now we're going to check right now. Touch wood. My microphone's working well.
Yeah.
But I probably just jinxed that now. So, Horlicks, can you do the things with the magazine?
Yeah.
While you're doing that, I'm going to remember to open up the camera software. I try to struggle along with that. You know, if I've forgotten to open the camera software, I do try and struggle along without it. But it's always best if we can get the focus in. So, as usual, I'm going to completely ruin the stream by doing all my. This is the musical equivalent of the 1 2 1 2 1 1 2 1 2 1 2. There we go. I think that's quite a good focus there, isn't it? Right. So, what have we got then, Horlicks?
Okay, so the front ceiling section for the upper deck is supplied, and we fit grab pole sockets, lighting, and an advertisement. The additional advertisements will be used in a future issue.
I'm going to have to stop you for a sec, Horlicks, because I've made sure everyone else is all ready for the stream, and I'm not actually ready myself because I can't find my issue of the magazine. So, that's not it, is it? Right, I might have to read off the screen then. So, right, okay, sorry, carry on, Horlicks.
Right. So we've got. I need to get back into this, don't I? Here we go.
Yeah, you'll soon get there.
Part A, 89A, is the front ceiling section.
Okie dokie. So I like this. It's got this little lippy bit, so you know it's one end or the other. Let's bring this camera up because there's some large parts. We want to get them all on stream. Is that too? So that is the front, I believe, isn't it? Or is it?
Looks so.
Yeah.
Looks
yes,
like
because it says front ceiling section. That'd be kind of a giveaway there, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So that's that piece. Okay.
Okay. 89B is 2 sockets.
Words 2 sockets. Ah, right. Tell you what, I'm going to tip all the pieces out. These some of these aren't even Routemaster pieces, but what we don't use. So that looks like 2 sockets, which is quite coincidental because there's 2 socket holes compared to 4, which we had in the last issue.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so C, advertising panel.
Advertising now, I recognise that. I've seen a few bus adverts in my time. Okay, and that's all plastic so far.
Okay. D is ceiling lamps times 4.
Right, 1. Now, these did come on a sprue, if I remember, but I actually cut them off and tidied them all up last time just to save a bit of time in this stream. So they won't come like that. Okay.
Okay. E, advertising stickers times 5.
Right, now I've got a bit of a collection going, so I'm not actually sure which ones they are. Is it these ones?
Yeah, that's the ones.
Right, because these came in the previous issue, didn't they? So I'll put those there, and they can go in there.
I wonder if they were always meant to come, or whether Mr. Hachette watched our stream back in the day when we organised the banners and thought, "Oh, that's a good idea."
Well, you know, we could dream and think, yes, we have influenced this build, and we will never know.
No.
So I'm just taking out the bits I know definitely are not part of this. Okay.
So F is another advertising sticker, but it's a single one.
Does anybody recognise this? I suspect all of the subscribers do, but all of those who buy their magazines at the shop, significance of this. Any takers on that?
Yeah, well, yeah, I know what it is, but
yeah, we'll see who the first one is. Who guesses? I reckon I'd go for Chris Davies or P40.
Okay.
All right.
G, tape strips.
Tape strips, that's these. Now, how many do they say that we've got?
It doesn't actually say, but according to the picture, it looks like there's 8.
Right, there's actually 7 on this one.
Right.
Which is interesting because we're usually taping those down with 2 pieces each. So we'll see how that goes. Let me just have a double check. Yeah, it looks like there's 8, doesn't there? So we can see all of the key to the parts.
Yep, sorry, there you go.
All right. Yeah. Okay, right, we'll see what happens. I reckon we get away with a bit of electrical tape for that anyway, wouldn't we?
Yeah, yeah.
If I need some. Saying that, I think somewhere in the house, there we go. I've actually got some white labels which I was using for another product. Oh, sorry, you can't see me. So if need be, I could just cut one of these up. Not this one because it's a bit grubby, but so yeah, it's not going to be the end of the world. And actually thinking about it, doesn't the packet come, the actual label come on a white label? So this isn't the Hachette one, but you know, if I carefully picked off a little piece of this label and then cut it, I haven't even had to go and buy anything for it. So I find it hard to believe that someone won't have a piece of white label for something. So, right, okie dokie. So the last 3 pieces. Hello?
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 Horlicks?
Can you hear me? Oh, I think we might have just lost Horlicks.
Where's
Oh,
that?
no. Oh, we've got Horlicks. Right.
I'm just checking my speed.
Okay. So the last 3
seems to be okay.
Right. Oh, it might have been my end. You know, no need to pin the blame on you, Horlicks. So what we got last then, Horlicks?
Okay, so we've got DP screws. Should be 3 of them.
I have got 3 in there.
JP times 3.
So 3 JPs in there.
And 5 IP.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I can't see us doing a lot of screwing, that much screwing in this issue. We'll see what happens. Oh, I see. Yeah, we'll have 4 there, 3 there, 2 there. Oh, 2 there, 2 there, 4 there. Yeah. Okay. So, shall we have a look at the first stage then?
Okay, yeah. Let's go to stage 1.
So, stage 1.
Okay, so fit the advertising panel 89C in place on the flat area at the front of the ceiling panel 89A. Fix in place with 2 JP screws.
Okay. So this is the advertising panel, and it doesn't look like it's shaped, but obviously these holes are slightly offset. You see they're a little bit higher up, so I'm going to suggest it goes this way round. That looks a nice fit. I will double check, but I really doubt this is going to fit. Yeah, that's not going to fit. So take the holes so that you see where they're a little bit higher than center, so you have the holes more upwards. Pop them onto there, and just remind me, is it JP screws?
Yeah, that's right. 2 JP screws.
So Right, so. Okay, so we'll just do our usual and we'll just pop that in just enough to grab. That's done quite nicely. I slipped a little bit there, hence the grinding. I might just lift that camera up even further. Oh, actually, we'll try. I'm going to try a new angle. I'm going to try. This is penny view. Normally, I'm always looking to the ultimate angle. So I'll give you a similar view. Oh, I've just lost the screw. What I can see. So we'll see if we can perfect this for you. So is that looking okay? I'm actually not looking at the camera.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to try a different screw head because there's quite a lot of slippage on that JP. No, I think that one's not quite. So I'm using the J1, which is the one I seem to use the most anyway. And I'll just finish that off by hand. It's a wonderful screwdriver, but it is very uncomfortable when you use it as a hand screwdriver because this bit there isn't shaped, not in the same way the Oria is. So there you go. Actually, that's working better. There you go. One advertising panel. And you know that we might be able to screw that in tighter, but as usual, it doesn't move, so we don't need to put it in any tighter. So what's the next stage then, if you're happy with that?
Yeah, that looks really good.
I do like this view, but this light is right in my face. So it's every time I look up, I just see this bright light. Is that okay for lighting, do you think, guys?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. It's
So basically,
very short.
this that's quite a clever view, I think. This is the view you've got. So there's the camera looking down. So you're kind of seeing my top of my chest height quite well. It's a very handy view if you're painting. You can kind of, you know, find your position where you naturally paint and then adjust the camera. I'd actually paint more over here, but yeah, you just find it. So if I'm going to keep this view, it means I really have got to tidy my desk up more. Yeah, I really am going to have to tidy it. Fire. We'll have it just slightly above my head. Yeah, that's not. We'll figure it all out in the end. So, what's the next stage then, Horlicks?
Okay, I was just going to say on this part as well. I find it very strange why we didn't add the sticker if we're putting the advertising on before.
Yeah, I did think that it probably would have been easier to add the sticker first.
Yeah.
But you know, there you go.
Can somebody say hello, Penny?
Sorry?
Can someone say
hello? Of course, this is the only thing we'll interrupt the stream for. I will add.
Sparkles. Hello. Sparkles. I think she knows her name.
Yes, she does.
I think she's a little bit of a diva on screen as well now. She knows when she's
on
screen.
Yeah. She wants appearance fees now, and you know, you know. I think she's looking for a PA as well, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Can I apply for that job?
Yeah, you can do, yeah. Yeah.
Sparkle said yes.
After her international a guest said hello the other night.
Baby girl.
There we are. Right, should we get Penny get on with her build?
Come on, yeah.
I'll see you a bit later.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so step 2. Peel the advertising sticker 89F off its backing. and stick in place on the advertising panel 89C.
Excellent. So yeah, if you're reading the magazine in advance, you might want to consider not putting this on until you've done this, but we'll see how we manage. So I'll do a little dry fit, just make sure it does actually fit. And taking into account that the backing paper is bigger than the paper, I think that's going to be an exact match. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to peel the top half of the paper off, and I'm going to fold it back. Because the more we stick on, if we make a mistake, the harder it will be to peel it off. And there's a little ridge there, so I think this will be quite simple to stick on. I think what we'll need to do is just guide it in, ram it against the top there, and push it down gently. And this sticker does not seem to be very sticky. It is actually very sticky. So why is it not sticking very well? So when you're happy, without moving your fingers, we'll stick it down. I think that might have been very slightly too high, but I think we'll get away with that. So really stick this down well. Run your thumb along it, because then the warmth from your thumb will just help that stick. And then what we can do is then just lift it up a little bit, and then we can peel the rest of the backing paper off and then just bring that on. So I think that would have been easier if we'd have done stage 2 before we did stage 1, but we've managed to find there. But yeah, just peel the backing paper off and just fold it back, because if you stick that on and you've got the position wrong, you've got to pull the whole thing off. Whereas if you just stick the top in, you've got room to move around then.
Yeah.
I have actually missed a little bit. It's ever so slightly, probably about 0.5 mil too high. So I've got a slight overlap at the top, but you know, you can hardly notice that, can you?
I can't notice it at all.
You won't notice that. You won't notice that once it's all built. But if I look really closely, there's just a little bit there. I think it's slightly skew width as well, but I'm really happy with that. So yeah. So stage 3.
Okay. One at a time. Fit the sockets 89B into the recesses in the front ceiling section 89A. Then turn the ceiling over and fix each socket in place with a DP screw.
Right. So when we did this last week, we did insert all of the plugs and then screwed them all in. I suggested possibly putting one in at a time, and we got away with it last time because they was such a snug fit. Then they weren't really going to fall out anyway. But as last week, you've got a circle with one straight edge in, and that will fit only one way on these. So that actually is quite a snug fit. I mean, look, that's not going to fall out, but I would be happier doing one at a time. So I'll get 2 screws ready. So we're now pretty much following last week, aren't we?
Yeah.
No, it's like that with this. Right, so screw in. Oops. Was that an explosion?
Yeah, my nostrils.
Oh, this is the problem with pressing too hard with a screwdriver. It does push. There we go. So try and hold that with your thumb. You might actually be better off with a manual screwdriver on this one. I'm gonna orify this one. Yeah. Okay. Use a manual screwdriver. That is a lot better. What doesn't help is where you're pushing down on the screw, it's trying to push the socket out on the other side. Right. So that's it enough. I think I could probably get an extra turn or two on that, but that's not moving, so I'm happy enough with that. So we haven't got a screw in tight for the sake of screwing in tight. That one's actually a lot looser. So although saying that, that's not going to fall out. So yeah, that's a lot better. It's just easier to control. Once it's in, I think you're probably better off grabbing it that way. Now it's come out. Oh, camera's in the way. There you go. Just keep screwing that until that stops wobbling. That's in tight. So there you go. I'm happy with that. That's not going anywhere. That's not going anywhere. Okay. So there's a bit of character adding to that now, isn't there?
Yeah.
So stage 4.
Okay, so take 2 of the ceiling lamps, 89D, and fit them into the sockets in the side of the ceiling panel, 89A, one at a time. Peel the strips of tape, 89G, from the backing and use them to stick the ceiling lamps into place.
Right. One thing I've noticed looking at the instructions, I hadn't really looked closely. There's a channel there. One of the LEDs is going to go and the wire will trail that way. Or is this not going to... So it looks like the strip's going to cross that way, perhaps. I don't know. We'll find out, won't we? Right, so these little lamps, pop them in. Just pop them a little bit in and then line them up. Once you're confident with that line up, push it in, and they do go in quite hard. If you need to remove them, they're going to be difficult to remove. They're lining up first. So next one in, pop it in just a little bit, make sure it's lined up, and then just gone a little bit off. There you go. And have a look from the other side. Does it look okay? Does it look the same as the other one? I would say yes for those. So we're going to use 4 strips for this. And one either side, just like we have been doing. I assume, just going to move that strip a little bit lower because I can see that channel there. I'm not going to cover that channel just in case. Okay. And obviously, oh, sorry, I'm down here, aren't I? Does that make sense, Dave and Fleetwood?
Yeah.
I'm not going up to that channel.
Yeah.
And I'm actually wondering if I could have cut one of those strips in half.
Yeah,
Anyway,
because obviously you don't want that pushing on the roof, do you?
No. So this one I'm just gonna use the whole lot because there's no channel there. That's not very neat at all, but that's in there. It's a little bit creased, but hey ho, I'm no Horlicks. Oh, we do rib him about neatness, don't we? Oh, How do I do this then without covering the channel?
Well, it looks like the light goes there, doesn't it?
Do you know what? I'm going to take a chance, and I'm going to not do that. Because, yeah, I'm going to miss that out. Can always put tape over it later on, can't I?
Yeah, depends how much the wire sticks up.
Yeah. All right, let's put it on. Let's put it on. And I will add, actually, I'm kind of assuming they're going on like this because they haven't actually told us, but this is how they've told. So if you notice on this instruction, there are no, it just shows, oh, hang on, there are tapes there. 89. So Michael John Wicks said these lamps are tight. Yeah, they are a tight fit. I like these. I don't think, to be honest with you, I don't think they need taping down. I don't think they're going to fall out. Right, you guys happy with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see what we've got for issue 5, stage 5.
Okay, so the ceiling lamps 89D are held in place on the outside of the ceiling 89A by the strips of tape.
You said though it's been rehearsed, like you've said it before. Right, so ceiling lamp. Chris David says that I seem to be cutting out for a sec.
Yeah, your mic's going off.
Right, okay, let's switch to my it won't be as good quality, but I'll switch to the you're actually looking through. So how does that sound, guys?
That's all right.
Okay. Right, so that's lined up. I've double checked it and then I just push it in. That's gone in fine.
Sorry. Step 4 is what we did. Step 5 is just basically telling you the same thing again. So we're actually on step 6, which is, turn it around, fit 2 more ceiling lamps.
Oh, so step 5 is only fitting. Yeah, yes. Sorry, I'm with you. It's the numbers I lose track of.
Yeah, it's just sort of showing you once it's done, and they have actually gone into the groove, the recess.
Right.
But,
okay, so it doesn't matter if we go over them then.
And then
right, let's do
the other side.
this one first. And that is an absolutely awful bit of sticker work there. I probably couldn't have got that much worse. And so just out of curiosity, guys, did everybody get 7 of these, or am I the only one?
I can't check, so I haven't got mine in a minute.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
I haven't opened mine yet.
I've now actually run out, so I am going to let's see what I can use. Let's use a bit of Banggood address label. So don't copy me, guys. Well, not in this way anyway. Sure, if I'm careful, I can just remove a bit of this. Or perhaps not. Perhaps just depends how cheap it is. Sometimes I get lucky with labels and sometimes I don't. Having said that, I'll use my label maker. Oops. Oh, it wants text.
Just do a load of blank, Penny.
Yeah.
Spacing. Yeah.
Be a little bit shiny, but it's in an area that we're not going to see. So yeah, just acquire a label from somewhere and That's probably actually a better label. So there you go, guys. It's a little bit shiny, but I'd be honest with you, I really don't think I think these labels are overkill because they've gone in there so tight. But and I don't think I could even push. Oh, I could actually if I push them really hard. But there you go. But what's going to push that really hard once it's assembled? So right, so if that electrical tape was running. Don't get that, Chris. Right, so there's my lamps. And I would say they're about even on both sides. So, you know, they might be like 1/10 of a millimeter out, but that's what I've got so far.
Yeah.
Okay, and I suspect that is not the end of that this issue, because I've still got screws left over.
So, step 7 is to take the mid-ceiling assembly 88A from the previous issue, fit the 2 long tabs in the front ceiling section 89A over the holes in the front ceiling section 88A, fixed together with 4 IP screws.
Right, so this is going to be easy as you like, I hope. So there we have got 2 long tabs, and there we can see that's where they're going to go. So they are going to go over there like that. Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Made to measure, look.
Yeah.
So let's just give ourselves a little bit more room. Put this on a flat surface so that we can push down on it a little bit. Don't push too much because this is a curved surface, so you can push through. And I would suggest do not go in this with an electrical screwdriver. I think we'll have a lot more control with the Aurea. So I'll do the inner tabs first. Not 100% sure why I picked that, and I think we'll just do that enough just to bite.
Yeah.
And then we can just check it and double check it. What's that? Chris Campbelling, be careful, someone might be too sensitive to the innuendos. Yeah, do be careful what you say, guys. Because, you know, I know most of us might find things funny, but, you know, you just have to be careful of that one person. Right, so they're in, that's 3 in. And the 4th one, is it? You'll feel when it starts to bite because it's like it's just trying to dig in a little bit. So we'll have a little fiddle. We'll make sure that's all lining up properly. And look at that fit. You honestly wouldn't know which one's a joint and which one isn't. That is really, really good. That is the mold, look. And this one is the actual joint.
That's brilliant.
That is really, really good. I can't criticize. Well, you can see it a little bit there. Right, so I'm happy with that. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. So, and obviously, as you screw these in tight, it will pull all the rest of it into place.
Yeah.
I might need an extra screw on there, but I think that might be enough. You know, you don't need to keep screwing all the way to Australia or South Africa. So we'll just screw until it goes a little bit tight. Then we'll check the fit again. I was expecting a little bit of a wobble because it's only two pieces screwed in with 4. Well, it's screwed along to 2 tabs. But obviously, once we get this in onto the top deck, it will all tighten up. like we keep seeing with things like the yeah, I'm just giving that an extra 1/8 of a screw. That's personal preference. Right, there we go. So we've still got a bit of a wobble, so we're going to have to be careful with it. But yeah, very happy with that fit. Look at that.
Brilliant.
You can only really see the joints because you know where to look.
Yeah.
But there's the one that's molded, and there's the one that's joined. Really, the only way you can tell is because this bit there stops just ever so short of the bit that goes across, whereas that one, it's all molded as one bit. If I just pull it, you see where I just wiggle it, you can just see the seam start to appear, but you've got to look for that.
Roger Kendall says fit the middle panel to first to top of the bus. Now, does it tell you that on the instructions?
Well, so far, none of the instructions have told us to fit it. And none of the instructions have actually told us to fit the bottom roof either.
No.
So, me personally, I'm not criticizing how anybody else does anything, but I personally will do things when the magazine tells me to do them, just in case they have a little trick up their sleeve.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying don't fit it to the bus. I'm just saying that I'm not going to. Chris Camping says also, considering you probably won't be able to see it in the end. Yeah, when you're looking at it like that through a window, you really can't see it, can you?
No.
And I think by the time you've had it on your shelf for 6 months, you'll probably forget where the seam lines are. And a little bit there, but that's me being really critical. But that might just be where it slipped a little bit.
Yeah.
So they will join there and there. Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 joining points just on those 2 pieces. So that's going to be pretty solid when we're finished, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Chris Davey says, what are the 4 holes for? Well, there's actually 6. 2, 4, 6. I actually don't know. Can you make any good guesses, Dave? That's roughly the middle of the bus.
Yeah, I'm guessing that it's locating pins or something similar for the roof.
Okay.
That's what I'm guessing.
Ah, so we may not even fit this until the roof panels are on, because we'll need to push something through there and then screw it into place, or
maybe.
Right. So roof panels, then place it on. That'll be interesting. Fleetwood, Horlicks, have you got any different guesses?
I can't think myself what it could be. I first thought grab rails, then thought no, they're on place. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, that does look roughly in the exact middle of the bus, not in the middle of the seating area. So yeah, okay. So have we got anything else on this issue, Horlicks? I'm guessing that's the end.
Right, that is the finished video.
Wow, and let's do a comparison then. So this is how big it's getting. You see, I've got to move the camera right back. So there's your top view, and there's your bottom view.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Let's have a look at that then. See the stickers in place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, hang on, we've done this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So maybe we should have got 8 stickers. Maybe one accidentally peeled off for me then. So yeah, it would be interesting if you want to add comments into the Facebook group. How many stickers did you get? I would be curious to know. Right, so shall we? Yeah, let's have a look at that first. So fit the last section of the upper deck ceiling. So the last section of the upper deck ceiling is assembled, and we also fit the handrail on the stairs. So Obviously, the last section of the upper deck is going to be pretty much the same as the previous 2 issues. And the handrail, I believe there's a bit of a trick with it. I did get, there's a message on Facebook about it. See if I can find it. Right, there we go. Right, so as I always do, I made a little post on the on Facebook just announcing the show. I hope the author doesn't mind me sharing this. So he's put, oh, I can't find my own post now. Don't forget you'll have to remove the rear upper deck wall in order to place the handrails. Issue 90. And I've run the stairwell light cable in between the rear bench seat and the rear wall, coming out through the notch in the rear wall. This in turn will connect to the upper deck lights over the back of the roof. And then there's a picture.
Yeah.
So what's your memory like, Dave?
On the upper deck rear roof?
Yeah, are you able to remember all of that?
No, not really.
I'm just being lazy and yeah, I'll try and remember that.
I think what's probably best to do is to get your upper deck rear and find out where this handrail goes and just test fit and see if you can actually physically get it in first.
Yeah. Yes.
And then, you know, before you start stripping anything down.
Yeah. So, shall we have a look at the magazine then?
Yes. Okay. So,
I can always tell my subscription issues because you see how they always come nicely creased.
Yeah.
Every time.
Freshly ironed.
Freshly ironed, yeah. Right, so let's pop those back into there. I'll sort those out at a later stage. So you have to watch out for fiddly bits. I haven't cut the bag open enough. That's typical, isn't it? I always go as close to the edge as I can so I don't cut any pieces and I end up not cutting enough of the bag open. Right, so let's remove that. Whoops. This is why I use a tray, guys. More stickers.
Now, is that a concave mirror or a convex mirror?
That is a convex. I'll show you my camera with it, look. That's what my camera looks like.
Yeah.
So, the difference between a concave and a convex, Dave?
The convex one is upper, like that one is, and the other one you said.
concave.
Yeah, I remember
Concave is this.
similar. Yeah, I remember it a similar way. You know, if you go visiting caves and things, caves go into the wall, don't they?
Yeah.
So therefore, vex must be the opposite.
Yeah.
It's just a daft way of remembering it, but so that's concave.
Yes.
It goes in.
Yeah.
And that's convex.
That's correct.
So you've never seen the entrance to a cave come outwards.
No.
The cave always goes in. So, right then, Horlicks, can we have a roll call with the pieces?
Right. Okay. So,
Oh,
part A is a rear ceiling section.
hang on, I've lost your screen share.
Oh, let me reactivate it. There you go.
Reactivating screen share.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Right. So, part A is the roof panel.
Yes.
So, nothing unusual to see there, really, apart from we've got a little cutout in the corner. We can all guess what that is for.
Okay.
So other than that, it's exactly the same as the other pieces. I might have a little blemish there, but I'm really not going to worry too much about that. Okay, so part B.
Okay. Sockets times 3.
Right. 1, 2, 3. Okay, same as before. Plastic, nicely painted.
Okay. C is a mirror housing.
That will be. Let's see if I can get this open. One mirror housing, exactly the same quality of plastic as the little sockets. It's got kind of a rough texture to it. Whether that's on purpose, I don't know. Okay, so
D is the mirror.
that will be this piece, which is a convex. And there we go. Let's see if I can get a good view of me. There you go. There's me hiding behind the camera. That was actually B for victory, not the way it just looked.
These are the top results.
Oh, sorry, my phone's done a search. Why are you searching? That's interesting. My phone has just done a search, hiding behind the camera, social learning within the cooperative. And that was me. That was just me saying hiding behind the camera. So that was a bit strange, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right. So what's the next piece then?
Okay, so E, we've got 2 ceiling lamps.
2 ceiling lamps. That will be these pieces there. Okay.
Okay. F is more advertising stickers, 5 off.
More advertising stickers. Avoid the rush hours. They are keen for you to avoid the rush hours, aren't they? So I will put that with these.
Do you think any of these stickers are nondescript? In other words, not connected to London?
Right, we've got See London and London's Country by
so-
London Transport.
Yeah.
We've got Avoid the Rush Hours, and we've got Sportsman's London, which I did try to read last week, but kind of failed. But
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's a book. So
Yeah.
that must be all about the sport and venues of London.
Yeah.
So I hope Wembley's in there, because we have got a guy hoping to see Wembley either on telly or in real life. Is he making an appearance? No, he's not going to make an appearance. I've got some women who can, but not my. Oh, I wonder where he's gone. Okay, he'll turn up. Right, so what's next then, Horlicks?
Okay, so we've got tape strips, and there should be 4 of them.
Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. There is 4 there, even though you can't see the separators. Okay.
90H is the handrail, and it looks like it's the longer one of the 2.
Right, okay, so that is a beautiful piece of chromed, and that's really nicely finished. Quite often I get a little line down the middle where it's, oh, there we are, that's where it joins. So that's nicely joined in the middle. So the bit where it's looking worse is actually the bit you probably won't see.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with that. Okay.
Okay. I is obviously the other handrail.
Okay. And there's a little blemish there, but obviously with my Molotov cocktail pens, I could always rub that down and just cover that if I wanted to. We'll see how it goes. Okay.
Brilliant. And then you should have 9 silver BP screws.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in there.
Okay. 2 CP screws.
2 CP screws. There are 2 in there.
5 DP screws.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in there.
And 5 IP screws.
IP freely. 5 in there. That's a nice view, that, isn't it? Good. I think I've done well on the focus there. Right, so let's pop that in there. I don't know when we'll need them, but keep them as safe as we can for as long as we can. Right, so what are we doing first then?
Okay, so stage 1 is going to be take the ceiling section 90A, one at a time, fit one of the 3 sockets 90B into a recess in part 90A, as shown.
Okay, so I am going to do these one at a time, even though it's telling us to do all 3, because that doesn't want to fit. So again, we have got the do you know what? I'm showing you and you can't even see because I've got the wrong camera angle. Right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, and these have got the little straight bit on, and this one, there we go. You just got to get it in the right way. So I am going to put these in one at a time, because then I won't lose them. So we'll just pretend I put all 3 in. That's stage 1, isn't it?
Yeah, that is it. That's stage. Well, it's saying one at a time, so that's stage 1. And then, I have to fit in each socket, turn over, and fit the socket in place with a DP screw. Repeat to fit all 3 sockets into place.
Lovely. So what I'm going to do, my choice, did we say DP screws? I'm going to put one in, screw that in, then I'll put the next one in. So I'm actually going to do stage 1, stage 2, stage 1, stage 2, stage 1, stage 2. Now we've got 5 DP screws, but we're only using 3. So will they have something for us later to use another screw? We will find out, I'm sure. So screw in screwdriver, pop that in, watch it fail. You know me with screws on the screwdriver, sometimes it does take a couple of goes. It's just the way it is, I'm afraid. There we go. Right, so that's in enough to bite, so now I can get a better hold on the what are we calling this? Plugs, mounts. Right, that's fallen out. The trick is to kind of push on the piece slightly harder than you're pushing on the screwdriver. Have I sent someone to sleep there? It sounds like someone's snoring.
No.
Not me. Not guilty.
Right. So there's a slight wobble on there, so I'll just give that a little bit extra. There we go, and that wobble stopped. So pop the next one in. Now this one's actually very loose. Oh, I haven't fitted it properly. That's not too bad. So right, that's bitten, so I'll just get more of a hold on the piece. Oop, that's fallen out. Oops, sorry guys, I'm completely off camera there. No wobble on there, lovely. So third one going in. So flat bit, flat bit. So guys, I am keeping up to date with the comments, but obviously we'll go through them when we finish the issue, and then we'll have a big old catch-up session.
Yeah.
Some good little questions coming up actually that I'd like to talk about, although some we've talked about before, but you know, there's time we can always bring them up again. I'm quite happy to. Right. Lovely. So I'm happy with that. So this is all stuff you've seen twice before. But that's fine. It's got to be done, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, right. So stage 3.
Okay, so as described in the previous issues, fit a lamp 90E into one of the recesses on the ceiling section 90A, fixed in place with 2 pieces of tape.
Right. Okay. Can you just do me a favour and just have a little look at stage 4, see if that's the same thing. If it is, we'll just go straight into those.
Yeah, fit the second lamp 90 into the
Right.
recess.
If you guys are all right with that, we'll do both of them.
Yeah.
Stage 3 and 4. So, as we've done before, I need to cut these off the sprues. Like I say, how you do it is up to you. The way I do it is I cut a long piece of sprue off like that. The further away you cut from the piece, the less likelihood there is of splitting it. So once we've got it, I'll then turn my cutters away towards, so you've got the flat bit towards the piece. We'll cut that a little bit shorter, and then we'll come in again as close as I dare. Same with this one. This is quite hard plastic. If it was softer plastic, I could go straight in as close as I could. And then what we'll do is we will just finish that off with a little file. There's not much left of file, as you see there, just a tiny bit, and it probably won't show if you didn't do this, but you got to agree that looks a little bit neater, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I think it's one of those things, it won't show, but you will know it's there. So if you've left it a little bit too long, you could just cut that off. And this is me using a knife properly, not the way I used to hold a knife. And as a result of doing it this way, I do cut myself an awful lot less. There we go. Oh, nearly there. I did cut that rather long, but it's always better. The closer you come in, the less filing you've got. But once you're in a filing stage, you can get it a lot neater, a lot more controlled. So, lamp, in it goes. Just give it a bit of a push. Make sure it's lined up just if necessary. Then finish it off. That one's quite a stiff one to go in. That's okay. So 2 pieces of tape strip. Ooh, that one's got a bit of a life of its own today. Despite all that effort, it's still come out wrinkled. And that's that one done. So we'll turn it round. We'll do the last one. The very last light lamp. This one is a struggle to get in. All right, there we go. That's gone in. It took quite a bit of force. I suppose you could get a round needle file and just give it a very, very gentle rub, but just a tiny bit at a time. But that's never going to come out, whether you put tape strips on there or not, is it? But this might also prevent a bit of light bleed coming out through the sides. Whether that's a relevant comment I made there or not, I don't know.
I've just covered all my electrical tape as a precaution.
Yeah. I saw a very interesting couple of pictures. Was it Kevin? He's painted all of his black.
Yeah.
it looks odd because it's black and it's just not a color we associate with the Routemaster, but it also looks very effective. I mean, I know black is very good for light bleed, so to see it all black, I'm just thinking, yeah, that's going to be really good. But just be aware though, it does, if you're ever painting and you put black down, it does affect the top coat, so be careful if you're ever painting and you put black as an undercoat. Right, so that must be stages 4 and 5.
Otherwise, you'll end up doing about 300 coats of.
Oh yes, Horlicks, you love painting white, don't you?
I do.
Yeah, I know. I'll use a black undercoat. You learn though, don't you?
Okay, so step 5: fit the mirror 90D into the mirror housing 90C. Fix the mirror in place with a CP screw through the housing and into the screw socket in the back of the mirror.
Right. Okay, so I'm just trying to get my screw ready. There we go. Right, so we have got one mirror housing and we've got one mirror. And I can't see a right and a wrong way to do this. Oh, I see. It will just fall in. Does that look right? That it goes in at an angle?
Yeah.
It does actually, because I remember as a kid going on a stagecoach bus, the mirror at the top faces downwards because he had like the driver had like a periscope thing. I don't know whether
what I'm talking about here is how the mirror goes into the housing.
Yeah, it needs to be at an angle.
So are we trying to place this in level? Will the screw pull it in level?
It might do.
Do I push that in? If I do push it in, I can't get it out again, can I? Let's
skip forward to the finish. Oh no.
Right, let's pop the screw in.
Oh no, Penny,
Yeah.
you need to put the mirror on the other side.
Yeah, the back of it.
Ah, it needs to go there. That's why I can't fit it in. Right, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it now. Yes.
And then the holder will go as an angle, won't it?
Yeah. Okay, that makes a lot of sense now. So it's the housing that's angled, not the mirror.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, that makes an awful lot of sense. So.
Well, there you go. You were just testing it to make sure you couldn't put it in the right way, and you
That's another reason why we test fit, because I'm actually not looking at the magazine, funnily enough. Right, so that's going to be a bit of a struggle because you probably can't see this, but this mirror is rotating as I screw it in. So we need to sort of push it down hard, which means I'm going to get a dirty, great big fingerprint on my mirror. So A. Thomas has just popped in. Sorry I'm late. Lovely to see Horlicks back. Right, so there's my mirror. Look at that fingerprint right in the middle. So we'll use the uniform. Do a hinge and bracket. And breathe on the mirror. Yeah, Dave remembers, don't you?
Aye.
Hinge and bracket, bloody hell, yes.
Hinge and bracket. They used to clean their glasses, but rather than just breathe on, they used to go, And for some reason, that really made me laugh. I was very young at the time.
Yeah.
So that I'm liking.
Really good.
Trying to see what I can see in my room with the mirror. I might just keep this off and just maybe I could use this for my bus checks in the morning. I can just have a little look underneath, or perhaps not. Right, so that's stage 5 done. So I have just had a message. I don't know what's coming up in 6 until you bring it up, but I have just had a message. I'm going to keep stage 6 later. So let's see what it is. Study the diagram, and oh, sorry, that's your job. I've just taken off you.
Well,
Right.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you don't want me there, no. Study the diagram and identify the flange on the mirror housing 90C that fits over the screw socket on the ceiling section 90A. Fix it in place with the DP screw.
Right, okay. Got to be honest with you, I'm just having a quick roll of a cigarette because I think I'm going to have to be studying and concentrating here. So let's all pretend to be studying this diagram for a moment. So it looks like you've got 3 flanges. You've got an upper, lower, and one on the right or left, depending on where you look at it from. So we will move the piece in the same. Right, that's the wrong way round. So that must be that way. So that wants to go something like that. No, these aren't connecting to anything. So we need to get this right because otherwise that won't line up with something later on.
Yeah.
Because, no, look, that's not going to fit with this one.
Yeah.
And it looks because there's a screw hole going into the side of the bus there. This will, it's an awkward fit, but it doesn't look the same as the magazine, does it?
No.
So that is a really comfy fit. That you can see that the join is really good there, and that's
Yeah.
just the drive. So I would suggest that that is correct. Okay, so what screw are we using?
DP.
Right. So they're even placing it down on the ground without a screw in, that's holding in quite nicely. So 1 DP screw. So we've got 2 left, so I suggest this might be the last one for this build of the screw. And obviously we're going to have to be careful here because we've got this piece floating around all over the place. So that's going to go straight in there like that. So this is all getting more and more interesting every issue. I did take the mickey out of some of the guys at work today because I'm showing them a picture. They all took the mickey out of me doing this magazine when I first started it. And they were like, oh, how much are you paying for that? And oh my God, it's a bit silly, isn't it? But now I'm showing them pictures of complete, models as they're up to. And they're like, wow, that's really good. So, right, this is a hard one to tell. Right, there's absolutely no movement. But here, because it's not connected, there's quite a lot of movement. But obviously, it's only connected by that 1 screw. So, oh, look at that.
Wow.
And that's the back, isn't it? So that's
Yeah.
the conductor mirror.
Yeah.
So we will be able to see the upper deck from the side back by looking up the steps, perhaps.
Yeah.
So this is also when you walk up the steps, you can see, oh, is there any room upstairs? Oh, yeah, I can only see 3 heads, so there must be plenty of seats.
Yeah.
So more and more excitement.
Right.
So,
Okay, step 7 is to take the ceiling assembly completed in the previous issue, fit the tabs in part 98 over the sockets in part 88A, fix it in place with 4 IP screws. The inset at the top shows the ceiling assembly Note the position of the mirror and housing and check that you have fitted it correctly. Insert below.
Right, so straight away we've got a good check there. Can you do me a favor and just blow up that top right picture of the whole ceiling? That's it, right. So at the front you can see the advert, and at the back you can see the mirror. So if you do yourself a dry fit, we take the piece from the last 2 issues. I'm not going to get all of this in camera unless I do really long range view. I'm going to steal the whole screen. So this, because of the way we've connected these, we can assume that's going on there. And when we turn it over, we can see, well, I can just get that on. So do you see that we've got the advert at the front and we've got the mirror at the back at the bottom? And on my dry fit, we've got the advert at the front and we've got the mirror at the bottom. So we know that's the correct way around.
Yeah.
Nothing special to check there, but it's a check. And just remind me again, Horlicks, what screws are we using? I think it's IPs.
Okay, yeah, fix in place with 4 IP screws.
Lovely. Right, so the dry fit shows that that seam is being picky, not quite as good as the last one, but still a very good fit. Look.
Yeah.
Very, very impressed with that. So I think it might be better to turn it that way and do a dry fit. So I'll get my 4 screws ready. And I liked working from the inside out last time, so I'll do it again this time. So screw on. Oops, that's not sticking. Right, the screwdriver at the ready. There we go. So we'll get these pieces together. Right. I think once we get this first one in, possibly the second, just biting, I think this will be a lot easier to deal with. There we go. It's pretty much holding now. It's not going to take any force whatsoever, but it's holding nice. So just check that's okay. I'm happy with that. Third one in. I'm only putting these in just enough to bite. That just gives us the chance to have a look. If it's not in right, we can then adjust. Right, so that's in nicely. So I'll go back to the first screw. That's a worry screw. I think that might shred if I do it any tighter. See, that's gone in really tight, those two. I just hope this one does. There we go, perfect. So, yeah, I'm going to give this a go, but I've got a bad feeling. Yeah, that's as close as I go. Right, this is a lot looser. This panel is loose, but this one just feels a little bit looser. I think it'll be all right once because look, we've got another 2 further connection points there. Saying that, I've just clicked it in a little bit better. And that's, yeah. Actually, it's loose if you fold it up. But because the roof is this way, it's naturally going to want to fall down.
Yeah.
And the way these tabs are, it just gives it more support downwards rather than upwards. So I'm going to be very careful until we fit this. I'm going to make sure this roof remains this way round. But this is the roof, guys.
Yeah.
And that is pretty special. I love that mirror on the back. Just added a little something, isn't it?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 grab poles with the holes in the middle. We still haven't figured out what they're there for. So, what's next then, Horlicks?
Okay, so
I need to take a little bit of a break to get my bus down. God, I might have to get the whole bus down.
right.
No.
Oh God. Okay, so take the upper deck assembly from issue 27 and the handrail 90H.
That's the
Identify
big
fix-
one.
Yeah, that's right. And then it says identify the fixing points and fit the handrail into the stairwell. There are 3 brackets on the handrail, each with a central peg. Fit the pegs into the holes in the side of the stairwell, 85C, so that the screw holes in the brackets align with the sockets in the stairwell. Fix each bracket in place with 2 silver BP screws. The fixing of the lower bracket is easier if it's done from below, as shown in the inset on the right. Take care not to damage previously fitted parts when turning.
Right. Okay, bear with me a sec, guys. I'm just getting my top deck down, which is harder than it sounds because I've got all my wires all tucked in.
Roger Thompson, so true. Absolutely true.
Right. It might sound a bit scruffy to tuck the wires in the window, but you've got to remember that I get a bit giddy in the middle of the night and I walk past that to go to the loo. So there is always the possibility that I bang into the shelf. I'm giving away my confessions now. Yes, I'm unsteady, but when I'm half asleep. Right, so let's see what we can do with this. This is the back of my bus. So I might just have to move the light a little bit. Oops, that's just clicked on against something that I didn't want it to. Right. Whoops, I just banged my bus. And everyone went, oh. Right, is that going to stay there? Right, so. Oops, that's the short one. I think I'm going to get my magazine out and have a look at that as well. That's going to be a little bit better view for me. So what we're up to stage 8. Sorry, guys. Rather take my time on this and get it right. So
I wondered if the Hachette screwdriver would be any good for this job.
I'm wondering that. I'm keeping my options open. I'm even considering, by coincidence, I bought a set of screwdrivers the other week from Poundland. Yeah, well, I've got so many to play with, and I received my transmitter for my remote control. I bought a little monster truck thing, and that even came with a screwdriver. And look how small it is.
Yeah.
That might. So I've got a big host of screwdrivers around that I'm considering everything. So this is going to be the top, and I can tell that from the fixings there. So that's going to go into. Looks like there's. Yeah, it's got locating pegs. That's going to be useful. And I'll be honest with you, I have considered everything that everyone has said, but I think we might get away with not having to remove the back wall. Let's see if I can fit right. So as a dry fit, I can get that to stay in. So we need to get to those screws, and I think this is the best option so far.
So you move your camera up a little bit.
Sorry, guys.
That's it.
So this little tiny one might be the best option. But what's actually my biggest worry is this.
Yeah.
This was a push fit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm going to remove this.
Did you glue it though?
No. I considered gluing it. So, right. Is this all push fit or is this screwed in at any point? Ah, there we go. Right. I'm just worried. There we go. If I remove that and that, I'm worried because look, if that's fixed in place and I knock that,
Yeah.
that's easily breakable. So I'm going to remove that. I need to put that somewhere. I'll put that in the box where the handrail came from. So that's going to give me a little bit more maneuvering space. Now, it's not telling us the order to put the screws in. So I'm wondering if maybe if we did these two screws there first, but we need to come in from below. So I think, sorry, this is kind of exploring options at the moment. So I'm going to try turning it on its side, being careful not to grab the blinds at the front. So sorry about the camera angles. So, right. This is going to be extremely difficult to get on camera. This is the back of the bus. So you'll just have to sort of trust me on this one.
Yeah.
I'm going to place it in from the top. We'll get that in. Now, looking at I'm going to just try Dizzy Cam. Right, I think if you look there, I think I can access those 4 screws using the Oria extension.
Yeah.
But I still am liking the idea of putting this one. Now you can see it a little bit better. I think if I get one screw in there, if I can get that outer one in, and this little tiny screwdriver, I think is going to be quite perfect.
Yeah.
So let's try that. So I've put the IP screws down somewhere, and you know me, I'm going to come out with my cliche. BP screwdriver screws, aren't they? Got them. Right. So I've got a feeling this little tiny screwdriver won't be magnetized. And these are really tiny screws. So let's see if this screwdriver actually fits. Perfect. And it's not magnetized. So if you've got a magnet, let's see if we can magnetize this. I think it's going to be imperative that we magnetize them. There we go. So there's my little screw. So if I can just grab either of those, and you see it's going to be really fiddly. But that, I think, is now in just enough to bite. Brilliant. That's in.
Yeah.
So I've gone with a little really cheap, nasty screwdriver. This is a little remote control. Adrian, you'll have one of these as well. What we've done is we bought a remote control car from Banggood because it allegedly came with a 4-channel receiver, and we wondered if it would be any good as a second receiver for the tractor, for second tractor. It actually turns out it's not, because the receiver's not. Sorry guys, you can't see this because my hand. But what I'm doing is it's not a natural position for me, and I'm literally managing half a turn at a time. But ideally, I want to put my finger on top of the screwdriver. But I'm so sorry, guys. But I'm just gently screwing these in, gently, as tight as I can. And I think those are in. So let me see if I can get a closer view. That's the best I can manage. So the bottom Just do that. Right, so you can see there I've attached I haven't attached the top of the railings, but I've got them into place. And then the bottom bit is obviously run down the stairs. And then I've attached the bottom. So whatever happens now, I think the hard bit has been done. Oh, sorry guys, I've spun the camera around. So it's camera angles that are causing me problems. So this is, let's see if I turn the right way around. Right. So what I'm now going to do, I'm going to leave the camera. Well, I will eventually have the camera angle this way, but I'm going to approach that like that with the Aurea screwdriver.
Yeah.
Forward. So, but I'll leave the camera angle like that. So there's my Aurea, and I'll shunt that as much as I can, which is going to lose a lot of stability. And then what I'll do is I'll come in like this. And I think that's going to be the only way we can do it. So, right. Failing that, maybe I could work this way with the screwdriver. But I think for those ones being a bit longer, I'll try with the Aurea. I've just got to figure out what I've done with those bits now. Okay. I've lost the screwdriver bits. What have I done with them? Here they are. Right. So, sorry guys, I'm just figuring out what bit I want for that screw. Right, so I'm going to use the JOOO piece because it's got quite a small end on it. So I'm going to come in with the screwdriver with the screw on the end and make sure that's lined up. And I'm just going to aim to get one in. And this might take me a few goes. Oops. Ah, that's gone in. Ah, no, that's not. Actually, guys, if you lift the handrail up a little bit and get the screw in. There we go. Right, so that's in just enough to bite. Can you see the one screw in there?
Yeah.
Right. So now I'll work on the other side. And then once they're in at least enough to bite, they shouldn't then go anywhere. So good luck doing this if you've only got the Routemaster screwdriver. So just got to make sure they're located first, though, with that little peg. Oh, shaky hands. Shaky hands. I think a surgeon might be quite good at this. There we go. There we go. That has gone in quite nice. After, what was that, 3 attempts?
2.
2. Okay.
2.
Right. This one's going to be quite awkward because you can see from there I've got another window support I've got to come in from. So, however, saying that, I've had another idea, so I'm going to just get this one in. Oops. This is like that. What's that program with Philip Schofield, and you have these puzzles to do, and you have so many attempts? The Cube, that's it. I do feel like I'm on an episode of The Cube right now. You have 2 attempts left. On average, they complete it in 1.3 attempts. You wish to have another go.
Every time I think I hear the cube. I think of Lee Evans and one of his jokes.
Okay, I haven't caught that one. Right, I'm actually doing these ones up tight because I've got both screws in. So what I'm thinking is if I can't get that last screw in, absolute last case scenario, I might get away with leaving it out. I will keep trying. I'll probably try all night. I think I'd like to have done this on a day when I'm working at 5 o'clock spare on a Thursday, because then I know I've got a point where I've got to give up. But I'm off work tomorrow, so I could actually, in theory, still be here at 2 in the morning trying it. It doesn't matter. Oh, I think I got that one in. No, I missed. Ah.
One life remaining.
Let's have a little quick week sweepstake. How many attempts do you think it'll take me? This must be the 3rd attempt. What the? Oh! Yeah, don't tilt your bus too much. It helps if I can steady this end, but oh! I'm sure I've got the screw in the hole, but it's not biting. You know, guys, I think I got that in. Woohoo! Okay, Penny is very happy tonight. Penny has got the style in. Right, so to reach, there's no movement there. There's no movement there. There's no movement there. So to get the bottom one in, I bet it was very hard actually, but I just happened to have, look, I'll show you how tiny this screwdriver is. It's actually smaller than my index finger. And this just happened to have come with a remote control car. I guess you could use the Routemaster screwdriver. This isn't the Routemaster screwdriver. This is the Fiat, isn't it? And I would suggest just try it. It's a little tiny bit too fat. This end is too big. Where is it? There we go. Look, that's the difference between the two. And this was actually perfect. But if you've got the Aurea and you're using the J000 head, that works really well. But you're not going to get in this one down there with the Aurea. Absolutely no chance. Ideally, you want a screwdriver with a tiny crosshead bit, and you want it no bigger than that's about the maximum length screwdriver you'll use. Any bigger than that, you won't get it in. So that is about the same length as the Routemaster screwdriver, but you won't use the Aurea. So we've actually found something where the Aurea can't do it. So what do you think, guys?
Brilliant.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Oh, I've just realised something's happened. Right. I've accidentally knocked the front of the bus. Right, see these window supports? They're only push fit connections anyway, but I have knocked that one out. So it's gone back in okay, but just be careful. But obviously we've got these handles on them and you could knock them out. So be careful of where you are at the front of the bus. So, right, okay, what's next then, Horlicks?
Okay,
I'm a bit to myself there. I managed that. So
Okay, so take the second handrail, 90i, and identify the fixing points on the inside of the stairwell. The peg on the top of the handrail fits into the socket on the grab pole 79F, and the bracket on the lower end of the handrail, 90I, fits against the screw socket in part 79A. When the handrail 90I is in position, fix in place from below with a silver BP screw, as shown in the inset on the right.
Okay, I think I am now going to have to admit defeat and take this back wall off. Right, so obviously the first thing I'm going to have to do is fit these handles back on again. So I've got to remember how they go.
Okay, while you do that, sorry, I've just got to use the bathroom quickly.
Yeah, no problems. I don't know if that's the right way around. I need to fit this because obviously this next one's going to fit into this. I think it's this one first. Can't remember how it this way. So I'm going to fit that with this little tab facing the back of the bus. So if you haven't done the issue where we actually fit these the first time, consider not fitting them until now, because obviously each time we there we go, right, every time we pull about with these, we just weaken the joints a little bit. So sorry, I know I'm doing some of this off camera, I don't mean to. So I think I fitted that the wrong way around. Sorry, guys. Yeah, this isn't a very secure fit in here. There we go. That's better. I'm really tempted to pop a bit of glue on there. Right, so what we're going to be doing is okay. Right, so this is plugging in there like that, and then there's a screw hole, one screw that's going to go further down, and that is under there. I'm pointing at it with my little finger. So I'm going to have to remove this back wall. So it is only 4 screws. And I'm going to cheat and use the wow stick. I believe it went in with the wow stick okay. And that just saves me swapping heads over on screwdrivers. So, don't know if you can see me, I'm just taking this off. So I cannot remember offhand what screws these are that I'm removing. So the obvious answer is to keep them very safe. So if we don't lose them, we haven't got to figure out what they are and then get a spare one.
I think they were JPs, weren't they?
Okay. Whoops, and there is one lost. So these screws actually clearly show the problem with screwing in and unscrewing. Can you see the color of that? This isn't the worst one. This one probably is. But you've got a load of plastic there, and that's where it's cut into the plastic. So it's probably not going to be secure. Is that the only one?
6, wasn't there?
I think
You got 2 in the back of the seat.
Right. And are they JP's as well?
Yeah, I think they are. Yeah.
See, we put these in so carefully, didn't we? And now we've just had to rip them out as though they didn't care. Didn't matter. Right, okay, the screws just fell out. 2 screws have fell out. There's 1 screw. Right, I'm glad you said JP because I may never recover that. Right, so this is still going to be difficult to do, but you will need a lot of desk space. I think you've all got used to now needing a lot of space to do these. So I'm thinking, right, I think I'm going to have to move you down. Do you know what? I can't get the angle in. Right, so the screw point is there. And I think it might be easier to screw that in and then maneuver this round and then plug it in. But I also want to do a test plug. Can't seem to find. There it is. Right, so that will be there. Oh, that is right. That's not a spot on fit. So I think we're actually going to have to plug this in first, like that. And that's just a simple push fit. You see how that's not, oh, you can't see, but it's not lining up. So you got to kind of twist it round a bit, and then it'll take its own shape then. So, right, I've got 3 screws left, but I'm only going to need the 1, unless we've got more to this stage. Right, so this is going to be awkward. Oh. It's actually really hard. I can't get good light in there. We're kind of playing find the hole. That's hard. Ah, there we go. No. Wow, this is hard, guys. Just trying to get some better light in there. Maybe I'll see where the screw hole is then. Sorry, the top deck moved, and I was worried it was going to come crashing off the desk, because if I dropped it now and broke it, that would be a disaster. If I dropped it and broke it on like stage 1 or 2, you know, worst case scenario, I could just buy new parts and it's cost me less than a tenner. But this is a lot more than a tenner now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I can't get that in the hole, so I'm just gonna screw the hole just into the hole. It might well be that the hole is too small. It does go in. Right, so I will continue screwing that in a little bit, just about halfway, and then unscrew it. And that should have made the hole a little bit bigger for me then. So we'll pop the screw into the grab rail. It's just that it doesn't line up perfectly. You've got to kind of twist it a little bit. There we go. I think that's it. There we go. That's him. So that should pull that rail as we tighten it. That is still difficult, but that's on.
It's in.
So it's in. So
Right.
difficult to do. And yes, I will concede, take the back wall off. I managed to struggle and get this rail in, no problems. by coincidentally having a tiny screwdriver, but you're going to need that back wall off to get there. There's no way to get to that one unless you've got a magic screwdriver that can go around 15 corners. So I would suggest that had we taken the back wall off before we did these, it would have made that a lot easier to do as well. Okay, so I'm not going to find that screw. You drop a tiny screw on the floor, especially my floor, you're never going to find it. So I will replace that one JP screw, but let's pop this on. I think I did the back first last time, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay, why is that not wanting to fit this time? Is it because of that grab rail? Ah, right. It's what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a screw in the side first, just to give it a little bit of lift. No, I remember now. We had to put something underneath the butt, didn't we? And I put my label maker.
Yeah. You lifted it up, didn't you?
Yeah. Because the back hangs down a little bit lower than the floor. Now that's gone in perfect. So we'll get the back in. Sorry you can't see it so well, guys, but you're going to have to use your imagination, I'm afraid. Oops. Right, that's the back on. So, bring you out a little bit so you can kind of see what I'm doing. So, bottom one on the side wall. Right, that's not lined up. That's why it's chewing away. Okay. Right. Let's do the matching side on the other side. Oop. Which is there. Once you got this first screw in on the wall, it kind of lines it all up. So last JP, I haven't shredded any of the threads, so I've done all right there, I think. So that side is now fully tightened. This back wall is fully tightened. It is now. And we're not tightening them to make them really tight. We're just tightening them to stop the wobble. Right, so part works. Oh, hooray for keeping spare screws, eh?
Yeah.
So JP screw. So my every time I change the screwdriver head on this wow stick, I lose all the magnetism. There we go. So one's there, JP. Right. Sorry, I know you can't see this, but I really can't move it into a good position and be able to work on it. Right, that is done. So, what do you think?
Just a thought.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Where's the wire from the light?
The wire has been... Right, let me put it this way just to get more room.
Just so the picture shows it coming out.
Yeah, right. We weren't 100% sure, Well, I wasn't anyway. Let me move my label maker. What I have done is last week I fed it round the back and then out round the side, and then I've just tucked it in here because that keeps it nice and secure, and it's actually stuck. Oh, there we go. So I've actually tucked it round behind the seat. You see it goes off behind the seat?
Yeah.
And then I brought it round the back because there's a big gap there. Can't get a good angle in, but there's a really big gap there that goes all the way around. I brought it round, and then just for now, I've just brought it round underneath and then up, and then just tucked it in there until we need it.
Right.
And it's just kept neat. Whether that's the reason I've done it like that is, no, actually, I think that might go around the other side because the. I think that's gonna. I don't know where it's gonna go, but I think the circuit board is going to be there, isn't it? So I don't know where that's going to feed into. That connector is too small to go into the circuit board, I think. And I think we've already got something in the end, haven't we? So I don't know. I don't know where it's going to go. But if need be, we'll always have to take. But I can't see where else it can go.
No,
So,
it's only just because obviously the image shows it coming out at the top and resting on the top of the stairs.
If it does come out the top and goes down the stairs, I don't know if I'll be very happy with that.
Oh, it's a bit weird, isn't it?
It's bad enough having that bit showing.
Yeah.
But also there's a channel there, and that is the way it told us to bend those wires. So it's coming out, and there's nowhere else for it to go other than out of this hole. So I got a feeling it's going to come straight down like that. And it might, there's a little gap there, so it might, there we go. I think, there you go. I think that's a good guess. So let me move this round. I wonder if eventually, see there's a little notch there. Oh no, you can't see because of the camera. Right, there's a little notch there. And I wonder if it's going to go in and then maybe link up with the other cable. Sorry, I've got really awful camera angles today. So it's going to come out, I think it's going to come out the side behind the seat, out through that notch, and then that'll link up with the end cable that's connected to the circuit board. And there'll probably be lots of space there, won't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if that's wrong, I don't think that's an awful guess, but I am going to continue to just, I don't like this. Even this little piece is quite heavy. So yeah, I'm just going to continue to tuck it into there, just in the, comes out the back and over the roof. That is not an awful guess. That just seems a long way to go. So shall we, is there any more to do on this, Horlicks?
Okay, so let's go forward. Yes, we need to put the advertising stickers on.
Okay, so take the advertising stickers 90F. Hey, sorry, I've done it again. I'm so sorry.
Okay. Take the advertising stickers 90F times 3, 88D times 4, and 89E times 3. Identify the fixing points between the lamps on the upper deck ceiling panels 89A and 88A and 90A. One at a time, peel them from the backing. Make sure that any gaps between sections of ceiling are fully closed up before fixing the stickers into place.
Right, so I'm going to ask what I suspect is going to be a really daft question. Does it matter which way round you do the stickers, which adverts you put on, how many of each?
Personal choice, I think, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I'd say that.
Yeah, I would too.
I mean, in reality, wouldn't it be a case of, well, that sticker's been up there the longest, so that we can stick a new one over that one. You know, when the new adverts go up. So 1, 2, 3. So we want 5 along here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 here. Sorry, I think I'm going to just have to take a big view on this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 roundabout there. So, and they need to be read. We need to put them upside down so that they can be read. There we go. We need to put them in that way, don't we?
Yeah.
No.
Go the other way.
We need to put that way in.
That's it.
So we need to put them in upside down. So this is all we've got, is it? Because obviously we've got these for the bottom deck, which we've purchased, which these now don't belong to me. I still can't remember who I'm sending these to. So
I think me and
I'm sure it's Dave.
Yeah, me and Horlicks want it.
Right. So if you want to use those, I can't see any reason not to.
Yeah.
But these are very, very, very similar in size. That's these. The Hachette ones are slightly longer and about 1 millimeter shorter. Right. So we're definitely going that way, aren't we? So let's put the easy ones on first, which will be the ones not on the joints. So that's going to be the easiest there because there's no gaps. So let me have a look at the picture again. Could you do me a favor? That's going to go. So it's actually going to go as close to the edge as we can, but we've got some little knobbly bits, and I think they're guides. 1, 2, 3. No, they're not guides. Right, so I'm going to just go for them. I'm going to place that one there. If you place it lower, it's a lot flatter. Right. So there's my first one in. Does that look okay to you guys?
yeah.
Right, so next easy one will be this one in the middle. So this one. Okay, that's how it came out. This is going to have to go up a little bit higher. Obviously, I've got to maneuver around this little lump. Right, so let's pick one of these two next. Let's just put one either side, shall we? So that's going to go there. And I'm just pushing down on the roof because I don't want the sticker to hold it open. So this one. Right, so we want one of these two on the end. Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
I was having fun. I was going to let her do it for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have done it all, wouldn't you?
It's like that advert where you put in sprinkling cheese on. Tell me when to stop. Oh, I will.
Yeah, I did see a joke on what? Go for the middle one on that one. There was a joke on Facebook I'd seen. This guy says to this, he's pouring a glass of wine, and he says, "Tell me when to stop." And she says, "Okay." And in the next picture, the whole room is full up of wine.
Yeah,
So-
it's a bit like what Lee Evans says about my wife goes out for a meal and the waiter goes, "You want some gravy?" A little bit more, bit more, ruined. You know?
Right, I'm going to chuck that one on there. I'm now having to start thinking about placement, because if I put, right, let's put, I'm just trying to not get the same advert twice. Put that one in, then this one. See, I've got to be honest with you. I'm now favouring mixing and matching with the Kings. Is it Kingsway? Kingsway model ones. Right, I'm going to put that. No, I can't put that one there, because then it's going to sit opposite this one, isn't it? Right, it's going to have to go on the end then. Oh, hang on. Can I have a look at the picture again, Horlicks?
Yeah.
How do I do this wrong? Oh, I see. This one's not level with that one. But sorry, the one. See the one closest to the mirror. If you look at the opposite one, it's not level. That's what just threw me. So, so that's this one here. That's not going to go level. Oh, got a hair. Right. So then I can put in another one of these here, and then it's like doing Christmas tree lights, isn't it?
Yeah.
My mum did the Christmas tree lights 50 times. Oh, there's two green lights too close together. Right, so I have done it so that, I suppose there's a Sudoku really, isn't it? This doesn't want to stay stuck too well. Right, so I've got it so that no two adverts are next, there's no two adverts the same, and it's not opposite. So there is like one there, and there, which is a bit not happy with that. Especially as I've got 3 of these ones left over and 2. I suppose I could take that one out, this one, and put that one in, but then there'd be 3 of these. So I'll stick with this. Yeah, I'm all right with that. This one's just coming loose. So I think I might just do the old heat it with your finger trick. But that's probably more because of this is moving. It's probably pulling the sticker off. Right, guys, I'm happy with that then. So there is my roof, which I'm very, very happy with. So if we look at that way, that's how the customers will read the adverts.
Yeah.
And if I flip it over, that's how the customers will read those adverts. And this, I can see why this is further back now, actually, because this one will only get read as you're walking up the stairs.
Yeah.
So, right. Have we got anything else to do, Horlicks?
Okay, so
Oh, we have.
Yeah. Take the advertising stickers 90F times 2. Well, I won't go through it all, but basically, get the rest of the stickers and then put them on the other panel.
Okay. I am actually unable to do that. because I've already got my bottom deck roof filled full of Kingsway stickers.
Okay.
So I actually cannot complete that stage, guys, because I completed that many months ago. So I will see if I can. Oh God, guys, my bottom deck has a top deck placed on it. So Horlicks will sing you a song when I get it out.
Yeah.
So that happens. Right, I'm going to place my bottom deck on the bed. Not suggesting I sleep in my bus. Right. So, actually, this is a good opportunity for me because I broke my bell. So I'll show you a sad scene. Okay, guys, I have a jungle of wires. Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. We're going to between you all. So I'm trying to disconnect wires because I'm not going to the old bus. Yes. So. Oh, I'm going to have some fun reconnecting these, aren't I? Oh, I've got extension cables and spaghetti things all over the place. Right, so this is my bottom deck. So if you thought it was big on the bottom deck, it's nothing compared to the top deck. And as you can see, I cannot complete it because I've already put the Kingsway ones in. So let's do a critical review of the stickers. So that is the stickers side by side.
Yeah.
I don't really think you could pick one over the other. These Kingsway ones are a little bit more matte. I would guess they're inkjet printed, but these are coming off. So if that comes off anymore, I'll take it off and put a different one on. So this is an opportunity then for me to fix my bell, which you see I pulled that a bit too hard and it came out.
Yeah.
So, but this is the bit that's got to be tied off loosely, isn't it? Because this end's attached to the bell.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I did with mine is I think I knotted it and then I put some super glue on it.
Right, well, I've got to thread this through and you'll find out in a minute why I don't do sewing. Oh, that's gone through. That's okay. Right, that's one down, 3 to go. Look at that, 2 in. Ding, ding, ding. Sorry, couldn't resist. I've just become 4 again. Wow, I'm getting good at this. Oh. Right. See, that's why it came out, because I just attached to a masking tape. So if you are going to actually use the bell before we finish building it, attach it with something better than masking tape. Right, so on a scale of fabulous to awesome, how would you rate that issue?
Oh,
Brilliant.
yeah,
Absolutely brilliant.
That's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just double check it. That's it, Horlicks.
Yeah.
I think the next picture should be next week. Yeah, there we go. Right, so yeah, that's roughly what mine looks like then without getting them back off the shelf. So what do we got next week then?
Oh, I don't know.
Next week.
Something to do with bodywork, isn't it? I think.
Ooh.
Yeah. Now I've got a feeling we've made assumptions. So I've read the words on the back and assumed it was bodywork, but I don't think it is bodywork. Is there another picture there, Horlicks?
Sorry, the other.
Yeah, the next week view. Right. So starting work on the framework for the outer wall and the windows for the upper deck. So we're not actually doing the outer wall, are we? We're doing the framework for the outer wall.
Yeah, I think we're just going to be like building a giant exoskeleton to go on the outside, then the bodywork. Do you know what I mean? So it looks like the next few weeks we'll be getting pieces of jigsaw to do the side of the bus.
Yeah.
Do you like jigsaw puzzles, Dave?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah. Don't mind. Not fast. You're just waiting for that bodywork to come in, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
Are you getting impatient now then?
No, not really. I'm not getting impatient because once I get the bodywork, I've obviously got to paint it.
Yes, you will. If it's like 10 issues worth of framework and bodywork, you've got to sit there and wait 10 weeks, and then you'll get it all done at once.
Yeah, I could paint each individual part, no problem. But then I've got to really wait for the weather. The weather conditions have got to be right. The drying conditions. Because you can't go spraying them in the house, really.
No, I did notice that there's a YouTube I really enjoy watching. He's doing the R2D2, and he's not produced any videos in ages. And then all of a sudden, he's produced about 4 or 5 videos. And most of that is to do with the painting. He can't paint indoors, because he's using aerosols.
Yeah.
So he's actually currently looking at using an airbrush and a spray booth, but which is my method of painting the bus will be an airbrush. I know it's not as professional as yours, Dave, but as long as my top coat's good,
I think you might get a good result with an airbrush.
As long as I use the lacquer on the top or something tough, because these model paints, they're all very good, but they don't take a bashing very well. And so you really need to seal it all in afterwards, which is obviously what you're getting out of you're getting everything in one go with a spray can, aren't you?
Yeah.
Nice tough paint. But obviously everything has advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try. I'm sorry we took so long. I didn't think that was going to be as complex as it was, time consuming. I thought that would be a lot easier. So I'm happy that it's not as easy as I thought. If we had 3 issues done in 5 minutes, we'd be quite disappointed, wouldn't we?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
I'm just trying to catch up on the chat, and there is quite a lot of it. So Michael John Wicks, I'm fine, thank you. Had a busy week so far. Electrical type tape might work, Penny. Oh, that was a bit about the melting, wasn't it? So Marty McFly, the He-Man figure on the top deck when he kicks off for not having a ticket. The Herman figure, sorry. We've got be careful, someone might be okay. We said about that, didn't we? So I didn't mean to bring that one up. Avengers Endgame Hulk having to take the stairs. Yeah, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Chris Davies, all here is the bee's knees. So Chris, that's you when it's snowing. Okay, that's wobble like a jelly. Only Chris. I knew that was Chris. Didn't even read the name. I just knew it was Chris. It just I can imagine Chris saying that. Wobble like a jelly. Is it as good as flat out like a badger on a bypass? Right, considering you probably won't be able to see it in the end. Okay, that was some of the bits that we weren't 100% sure. So P40F20 thinks it might be for, the holes in the middle of the bus might be for advertising boards. We really don't know until we see it. Michael John Wick says Hachette usually come up with surprises. So Chris Davis, we like children when we get stickers. Yeah, we are, aren't we?
Yeah.
Chris Davies saying about the mirror, I can do my makeup now. So Matthew Baum said, hope there's going to be live streams building the Ectomobile. Yes and no. What I think we're looking at doing in Chirping at any time, Horlicks, the Ectomobile, as far as I'm aware, is coming out in January, which means that there will be a crossover with the Routemaster. The Routemaster will always be the Wednesday night show, and then the Ectomobile will take over from there. It would be really nice if we could do perhaps one issue of the Routemaster and one issue of the Ectomobile. But obviously, things that I'm gonna have to thrash out with Horlicks is, what if one issue of the Routemaster or one issue of the Ectomobile is a really long issue? You know, are we going to end up having to prioritize? And I really want to prioritize the Routemaster because that's what's got us where we are. But once the Routemaster's finished, then the Ectomobile will, and I think it's the live community that we're after, aren't we? That's what this is about. You know, we could be build a rally chopper, and we, you know, it's the atmosphere that we have. So Michael John Wick says he's really impressed with the quality of the mirror considering it's plastic. Yeah, I never thought of that, and it is actually really good. There isn't much to complain about, really, is there, so far? Very, very little. In stark contrast to some of the other builds you could get, I think this is really, really good. We get boring, and we say that every week, don't we? Ectomobile coming out in January. Roger Thompson hoping to do some work over the bus over the weekend. A few months behind now. So, yeah, Roger Thompson back on the manual driver. I see. It's okay saying you've got a favourite screwdriver, but I think there's times when your favourite screwdriver isn't the best screwdriver. You've got to mix and match what you want. And you've gone very quiet, Horlicks. Are you all right there?
Yeah.
Pete Whitlock reminding us black is a good undercoat for metallic colours. I have been explained to me a few times why it works, the science behind it, but I can't remember. So a few people advising me that I got the mirror the wrong way round. Like Roger Thompson, I never told anyone about mine. I think what we pay give. Oh, this is about the when, you know, people at work were sort of taking the mickey out of my bus when I first built it, but now they're sort of on, oh, that's good. So Roger Thompson never told anyone. I think what we pay gives us lots of enjoyment. Totally agree. You know, for £9 a week, I get the build, I get the show, I get the community. Yeah, I'm really think it's worth it. Couple of good job pennies, well done pennies. I struggled doing that part. Not a lot screwing with the X-Wing, mainly push fitting. Penny racer, yeah. You know, I'll be honest with you, Stu. I didn't actually see that comment at the time. But yeah, I did in the end. I remember we needed to raise it because where the bottom deck was, that the wall actually comes a little bit lower. So when you're trying to get the wall on, it's too high. You need to just bring it down. So the best way to bring it down is to bring the deck up. But we did that last week anyway, didn't we?
Yeah.
So a couple of comments on the electrical screwdriver. It's called a Wow Stick. There's a few versions. And I've got to be honest with you, I love plugging it in to charge it rather than having to replace the batteries. But I think going the one that I went for with all the extra attachments, I think that was a bit overkill for me. So I think it comes out back to that's about the why your choice. Oh, my choice about the adverts. So David Bassett, evening everyone, just got home. Poor old Pepsi had a real bad time at training as she was spooked by fireworks. Fair enough, wasn't interested in doing anything. I hope it hasn't put her off dog training. A friend of mine had a dog, and when the first couple of times we took it out for a walk, she got spooked by a car, and from there on in, we had a hard time walking on their roads because she was always worried about the cars. Where if she'd experienced a few cars beforehand and then got spooked, she might then just get spooked by a certain colour, but it may not affect her long term. But I certainly hope that she's not worried about dog training when this is the trouble with fireworks, isn't it?
Mm.
There's
been a couple of horror stories on Facebook, with dogs and fireworks. One got so frightened that he panicked so much that he blew both his eyeballs, and he's now blind. And another one was a 9-week-old puppy. He got so frightened that he ended up having a heart attack. And the owners got that dog that night. They just picked it literally up from the breeder that night.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
it must be horrific. You got something, especially the first time when they're puppies. I know a few people that have to sedate their dogs every night for, round about fireworks night.
yeah.
I had to Gypsy literally from the end of October right through till January, when I call the silly season's over with, if you know what I mean. So
yeah, I mean, we were lucky with our dogs. The dogs would be scared, they'd hear the bang, and they'd come up and snuggle up with us. Absolutely shaken. They were scared, but they would just come up to us and just sort of they'd try and get in us. When they snuggle up so much, it's like they're trying to get inside you, and which isn't as bad. And then I think they, after a couple of years, I think they kind of realised, I'm really not enjoying this, but it will be over. But so long as I can have lots of cuddles, I think I'll get through it.
Yeah.
So we were quite lucky. But yeah, David Bassett says she really hates them. Was shaking like a leaf. We were in the hall, kept wanting to get to the door. She's really not happy. Yes, she won't be. It's banging isn't a nice noise for a dog, and they can't always see where from either, can they?
No.
Oh, that's horrible.
There was some local youths around in a village up for me. Thought it'd be funny to set off a full display in a horses field while the owner was panicking trying to sort their horses out, and these horses were going absolutely mental.
Because horses don't like passing traffic, do they?
No.
In their home. Wow. Right, so David Bassett says the adverts certainly add to the overall look. So a couple of people asking for a song from the Horlicks. I've started something off there, haven't I? Isn't there supposed to be another buzzer just at the top of the stairs? Wouldn't need to be working. I know there's one near the bottom of the stairs. So isn't the buzzer primarily for the conductor?
I think somebody's put one on the Facebook group on the upper deck roof, just above the stairs, and I think that's probably where they are originally. And
Right.
And I think the mistake that Hachette have made is that the one near the conductor is low down and it should be high up.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so you've got one high up near the entrance, but the one near the box, near the cabin box where he puts his, or she puts her ticket machine and what have you, is
Right.
low down. So, and I
Yeah, 'cause
think that should be.
I do seem to remember a conductor hitting the bell like that.
Yeah,
That's why they needed good deodorant, you see.
yeah.
Maybe that's where right guard came from. Maybe that one was designed for train conductors.
Yeah, I don't think there's a bell on the upper deck on the model, but there
No.
should be.
Right. A few more comments about singing. Stuart Sullivan says good issue. You all in agreement with that?
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
Frameworks. I think it's the frames for some windows for next week. Chris Davies says he loves jigsaws. Stuart Sullivan says, "Oh God, I remember as a younger guy painting with spray cans indoors. The bath turned green." So, Michael John Wicks. I found that those stickers did not stick as well as the ones purchased from Kingsway. I'm totally in agreement with you there. I've got a couple that this Sportsman London, there's one in particular keeps lifting. So I'll give you what I'll do is I'll put the bus away for the week, and then we'll have an update next week. They don't seem to be particularly brilliant. Whereas those Kingsway ones, I wouldn't rate my chances of peeling them off now. So we'll see how they go. So you might want to just pop a little bit of, what would you use? PLA glue, PVA? What is it, PVA?
yeah.
Maybe a bit of Pritt stick. Do you think that would work?
don't think Pritt stick will work.
Double-sided tape.
Double-sided tape, yeah, possibly. So yeah, I'll give you an update. But this London Sportsman London near the back, but not the furthest one back. The others seem to be all right. I think it's just that one sheet maybe. So, but I'll see what they're like next week. So P40F20's just signed up for the Ecto 1. Delivery starts in January in the US. Is it actually available in the US? Or are you doing another £50 an issue from the newsagents? Because please don't do that. Right, I've lost the, there we go. So awesome, Penny, you've done a good job. Chris Davies, I fully enjoyed tonight. It's awesome to see Horlicks back. And Fleetwood and Dave say you're all legends. There you go.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris.
Also, guys, I'm pleased to say Jaggy type back is Tuesday on my channel. Yeah, brilliant. So the Jag's back. So yeah, is there a bell for the update? Dave Bassett has a photo of RM24 taken at Bournemouth earlier this year. It had the one low down by the little cupboard under the stairs. So would that be dependent on the operator then, perhaps, where they wanted the bells?
Well, it could be dependent on an early bus.
Right. Okay.
Because RM24, did he say? Yeah, RM24 would be a very early bus. So
yeah,
it could be very dependent on that. And
right.
then they might.
So do you think perhaps then that they designed the early ones how they thought it would be best, and then once it actually went into service, they then made little modifications. The conductor finding this, the drivers are doing this.
Could be.
And then made later versions.
Could be. I've known them in the cubbyhole, the parcel shelf before today, in that area, low down in the parcel shelf.
Yeah. Right, Stuart. I think that's Bath goes green, there might be the Hulk. Stuart, if the Bath goes green, you might fight the Hulk lurking. So Stuart Sullivan's asked, what is an Ecto 1? Ecto 1 is the car from Ghostbusters. I believe it's Eagle Moss are releasing it in January as a partwork. Or is it Eagle Moss? Yeah, it's Eagle Moss. So do a YouTube search on it. It looks absolutely amazing. Again, that's not going to be small. P40F20 says Stuart Sullivan, the Ecto 1 is the Cadillac from Ghostbusters. So there you go. As always, it's a better description than I can. So I love you all, including Penny. You all make me happy and smile, and all of you are so much appreciated, as you all have helped me with the builds.
You're welcome.
That is the comment up.
Yeah.
So, any news?
Yeah, I've got a couple of thank yous. I've got a thank you to Fleetwood J. He sent me some photographs of RMs.
I recognise that colour.
Yeah, you will do, won't you? So he sent me a few photographs, which I'm very, very grateful for, and that's just given us a little bit more extra idea to our display. We've got some display boards, you know, the professional display boards, and we're going to put them behind the tables that our buses are on, and we're going to fill them with photographs of Routemasters in the colours. And so that's given us another idea. Thank you very much, Fleetwood J. That's much appreciated.
And if you get enough pictures, you could do use all those pictures to make another picture of a bus.
Yeah, you could do. You could in collage.
But I don't understand how anyone does that. I think that's one of them things you just have to have an eye for.
So clever, yeah. And artists could probably do that quite easily. And then I've got another thank you to give to Alex Demetrius, who gave us one of the seats. I don't know whether you can see it because it's so small. So small. It's one of the seats brackets that goes on the upper deck wall. And I think he put two in here because there's actually a hole in the envelope. At the back here, look, and there's a hole in this plastic bag as well. So I'm presuming that there's maybe one fallen out, and there's just enough room for this little bracket to fall out the hole. So anyway, only wanted one. So Alex Demetrius, thank you very much. It's much appreciated. And further to that, if it's going to rain this weekend, me and Christine are going to be building because we've got up to issue 90. So all being well, we'll get a little bit further this weekend.
Fantastic. So I better get this present sorted out for you then, Dave.
Oh, sounds interesting.
It's nothing, job. No, I was out the other week and I saw something and I thought, oh, they'll like that. So and they can enjoy that while they're building together. So
sounds good.
So we'll find out what you got next week, perhaps.
Okay.
So anything to add, Horlicks?
No, I don't think so. Not this week.
Not wanting to add any pressure to you whatsoever, please don't think I am. Have we got any Routemaster builds planned?
What, for me?
Yeah.
I'm hoping to
You know,
film.
I don't want to push you and say, oh, we want some next week, but you know, obviously if it's going to take months to get caught up, then you know it takes months. And
Yeah, I've got them all under the table here. I mean, I've showed you on other streams anyway, but I've managed to get them all. So I've got a lot of catching up to do.
Wow.
I'm away this week and I'm actually going to Alton Towers tomorrow. I mean, no, it's Friday. So I'm probably not going to be able to get anything out for Monday,
Right.
but I'm hoping to do the following Monday, start up again, and I'll probably do 2 issues a week.
Okay.
I don't know whether they'll be on the same video or maybe one on a Monday and one on a Friday or something. I haven't decided yet, but just to catch up a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the plan. So yeah, I would say probably the next Monday, which is the 18th, isn't it? Yeah, not this Monday, the following. It's the 18th, I reckon.
Right.
This is where Penny's putting in her calendar. Reminder.
Actually checking the 15th. Chris has just asked me any news for the 15th. Right now, it's going to be dependent on Friday. I'm a little bit, since we've had, I don't get me wrong, I love having an agency at work. It's made our life so much better. And the agency have come in and done exactly what agency is supposed to do, help us all out and make things life a lot easier. But in my role as a spare, my job is to fill in whatever doesn't get covered. So because there's not too much needing covered, I'm not doing so many hours. So I've got a couple of low pay weeks. I should be due some money coming on Friday. And it's less than 100% chance that I will get it. So I can only tell on Friday if I can afford to. I've just had to sort of tighten the belt. You know, everyone has a stage in the year or in the month when they have to just tighten things up a little bit, and mine is right now. I'm just so grateful for people like Fleetwood and Adrian that's asked me to help them print their bits of tractor off. Because it means I can do lots of printing and I'm enjoying myself without actually having to buy any filament myself. Oh, I won't own the parts, but I'm getting the joy of the printing. So that's 40 quid a week I've saved on filament because I'm not printing anything off for myself. So it's all helped. So I've still got the activity, but without the cost. So cheers, Fleetwood and Adrian. I appreciate that.
No worries.
And you know, helping Horlicks out, catch up with the tractor. That's all stuff for me to do, and I'm enjoying myself, and it's not costing me any money. So that's really, really helpful. But I might get to the point soon where I'll go for a walk because that's all I can afford to do.
Yeah, so obviously you'll see on the next show. Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
Oh no, it's fine. I should be home.
Oh,
Yeah, I should be home for Saturday.
lovely. So
Yeah,
talk Saturday then.
Presents today. I bought the I was a sneak preview.
Oh, look at that.
Whoa.
Yeah, to test it out. I need to wait for the battery and everything.
Yeah. Did you manage to get the bit of battery? Because it was quite funny actually. I laughed. Obviously, Horlicks hasn't been watching this and getting involved, but I have said on stream, the streams that Horlicks haven't been on, the battery box at the bottom, it has six AA batteries, and it does pull out, and then you can put a LiPo battery in instead of the 6 AA batteries. So of course, Horlicks sends me this message saying, "Oh, I've got the transmitter." So I'm like, "Oh, lovely, brilliant, fantastic." And then he sends me another message. He goes, "Oh, it takes 6 AA batteries." So I'm like, "Yeah, you can pull that out and put, pull the whole thing out." And he's going, "Oh, that's really good." So I'm like, "Yeah." But obviously, you haven't been around when as we've been developing.
No.
So that was quite funny. So tomorrow is Thursday. Have we got a World of Wayne tomorrow? Can anyone keep track of that one?
Yeah.
Right. World of Wayne. So I should be watching that, doing some work perhaps. Friday is Adrian's Terminator. Saturday is the tractor. Let me just see what we'll be doing. Week 5, we will be doing the rice raker and the counterbalance. It's going to be a little bit odd because we'll be doing an attachment that we can't fit because we haven't built the tractor, which is what, but we can't really do the count. Well, we're going to be doing the counterbalance, but we can't fit the counterbalance. So we can't even assemble it. So that's why I've tried to put the rice raker in so that we've then got something. And so being on a bit of a slightly slow issue, I do apologize. But it looks like we'll go in each 3-week period, we'll go slow, lots of building, slow, lots of building. Just like we did with the diff. There wasn't much to do in issue 1, wasn't an awful lot to do in issue 2. We did quite a lot in the 3rd one, didn't we?
Mm.
So Sunday, is anyone streaming Sunday?
Nope.
Maybe we could do our first cross-stitch show, Horlicks.
Don't know about
This cross-stitch magazine, which I think is a great idea, but unfortunately doesn't actually teach you how. It doesn't teach someone who has zero knowledge of cross-stitching how to cross-stitch. It seems to have assumed you know a little bit. Now I know a little bit, but not a massive amount, so I can help. And then he was like, "Oh, maybe we could do a show," and I'm like, "Yeah, maybe." So, we'll see. So Monday is Chris Campling. Chris Campling, are you doing Terminator? Or are you still behind? I suppose you're still waiting for that issue 27, aren't you? So I think
talking about issues, Penny. P40F20 has asked me, did I ever get an issue 80 of the Routemaster, the destination plans? I actually received one issue for Christine's bus from Alex Demetrius. Thank you very much, Alex. But the shop where I get my issues from, the newsagents, still haven't got my issue 80s in. And there's been a bit of controversy between the shop and Menzies and Hachette and everything else. And my issues 80 should have been in the shop a couple of weeks ago, but there wasn't. And a message was received from my shop saying that it was Hachette's fault. They hadn't sent them out to the various places. There's still various places in England that doesn't have the issue 80, and our area is one of them. So I have messaged and emailed and what have you, Hachette a few times, but they don't understand that I don't subscribe to Hachette. I get my issues from the newsagents, so they're not interested, basically. So yeah, I still need my issues 80, really. And I have one member who's kindly making one for my bus, and he's on with it. And you know, I'm not to the stage where I need it, because you can more or less put the destination in at any point, up to whatever we're doing right now, can't we? So it isn't the fact that I need it. So the guy who's making me one, especially for my bus, you know, I've told him to, you know, obviously take his time and everything, which is great, because obviously I don't want to push him or anything. So, but yeah, to answer your question, P40F20, no, I haven't got my issues 80 from the shop yet. And further to that, Alex, Christine said she would help you with the cross stitch if necessary. As you know, she was until her eyesight went downhill. She was, you know, quite professional in what she was doing. cross stitch wise, so she would be willing to help you, whatever you need to do.
Here's a much better offer for you than Horlicks.
Well, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Maybe one day we'll have a little stream with all of us or something. But yeah, I thought it'd be a bit. I thought my mum used to do it, you see, and I thought, oh, I might give that a go. And I thought as Penny said, I thought it'd be a bit more instructional, like the part works. Step one, getting to know this, that, but it is. You just go straight in and says, "Oh, here's your pattern." It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I did notice it does teach you how to do a different stitch. It doesn't tell you how to do the basic one, which is a bit odd, isn't it?
Mm.
So perhaps if you want to do a non-live stream with Christine on StreamYard, she'd be willing to do that with you.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, all right, let's sort that out.
So long as it's non-live.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is she a bit camera shy?
Yeah.
No, I think everyone would be bored watching me do a cross stitch live anyway. They'd be nodding off.
Well, I'm sure you can find out. But I tend to think cross stitch is more, if you're with someone, it's something that you do. You're having a chat and a natter and talking about the weather and what you're going to cook for dinner tonight and whatever else you want to talk about.
Yeah.
Right. So I can't think of anything else. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we've got Chris Davies, who's got his Jag back. And then that brings us to next Wednesday, where we will have a show. And with any luck, 92 will be a figure. Because 92 is going to be... Oh, bit of an update for you. Was it you, Dave, who said that you get messages going, oh, has Penny not got a show tonight? Yeah. So obviously I know my rotor inside out because I work that rotor every 4 weeks. So obviously we stream for 3 weeks, then we have a week off because of my shift pattern. So what I'm going to be doing, I will introduce more as and when I can. But what I'm going to do is obviously the 3 weeks that we stream, we do a tractor. This is why I've broken everything down to 3 weeks. What I'm then going to do is I'm going to be building a second tractor, just for something to do and just to extend the project a bit. But I'm going to be building that second tractor as pre-recorded videos, and then I will release those videos during my off week. Now, I've got to do a bit of a catch up, so I'll end up doing 6 videos to start with. So when I'm next off for the week, I will release those Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But then from the next month, I'll release them Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Good. So when you see if you see a pre-recorded remote control tractor video on a Monday, you know there's not going to be any live builds from me for that week, and that you will expect them. You will. So I've picked Wednesday and Saturday because they're the nights that I stream anyway. So you'll still have some content on the nights I'd normally stream, and then obviously Monday because I need to get a third one in. So if that helps people, that Monday would act as the alarm. Oh, Penny's not streaming live this week. And then I'll also get him because I know what day I'm going to be releasing them. And then I'll say, like on the Monday video, I'll go, right, well, just to remind you guys, there won't be a video on Wednesday. There won't be a live stream on Wednesday, but Fleetwood will be doing a live build. And then on a Wednesday, I can say, right, don't forget, guys, there's no live stream on Saturday, but we will be running through things again or whatever. I'll figure out something interesting to say. So hopefully that will help.
Yeah.
So Dave Mill, you can use StreamYard like Skype. Basically, when we hit the end board, well, basically before we started the show, we had this screen that you can see here, but it's just not going out. Once we want to broadcast, we hit a button that says broadcast. And right now, my top right-hand side of my screen is a button that says end broadcast. As soon as I hit that button, it stops broadcasting. But this section of 4, or if I want to do it like this or whatever, this little chatty bit, it still continues, but it just stops broadcasting. So we can, I mean, we have one permanently set up that we always use. We never broadcast, and then if we ever want to chat, we can just come straight in. So it's like a visual chat room. Remember the old days used to have internet relay chat? It's just kind of evolved from there, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, we tend to use it as a conference room, and we can just pop in and pop out when we want. We'll have to get you on one day so you can see what happens. But it's really handy because we tend to sort of meet 20 to 30 minutes before the show. So we discuss any elements, any concerns we might have, things that might go well, things that might go wrong. And then what we'll do is, well, we always say, oh, we're going to finish the stream and then go straight to bed. But we end up sort of debriefing for about half an hour. And we talk about things we thought were good, any ideas we've got for the next stream. Well, to be honest with you, the ideas for the next stream tend to come at sort of 4 in the morning on Facebook, don't they? Just had a great idea. So, Chris Davies, JCB colour tractor could be a good one.
Yeah.
Colour scheme that you get on with, it's a colour scheme that not many people. The closest I can see is Adrian's tractor is going to be green with yellow wheels, but yeah, I could see that going well. Just go for the bright colours, basically, because obviously that's useful for you, isn't it? You know, if we did you a brown tractor and you're trying to control it with a remote control, you know, you may never find it again until you stand there. But go for nice, brightly coloured. Fleetwood's just actually Chris Campbelling might be interested in Fleetwood. Fleetwood has given me a link or picture of some unicorn. Would you call it unicorn filament?
Yeah.
So basically, it's all different colours. So you'll get sort of 10 centimeters of one colour, and then suddenly it changes colour to something else. So as you print with it, it's all going to come out different colours. So I know Chris Campling's girlfriend is into unicorny stuff. So pretty colour tractor. That's going to appeal to someone, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm just keeping an eye on a print because it's semi-failed, and I'm just a little bit worried. And it's your cabin, Fleetwood. Again, what's actually happened is one of the inbuilt supports has snapped off the print bed. So what's happening is when it gets to where the support should be, obviously it's still trying to print. So you've got a little bit of filament coming out. Then it's moving on to the sides, the corner support. So it's actually wiping all of that filament and then printing. It seems to be printing, but every now and again you get a bit of a build up, and I've just got to go and cut it. And I think it might work.
Oh, the joys of 3D printing now.
Do you think it's Penny?
I don't know. I think it's probably more bed level. The first print I had, I thought it was the filament, and then I printed something else. And then about 2 or 3 nights ago, I had tremendous. I couldn't print anything, and I thought the printer had broken. And out of desperation, I changed the extruder around from one of the dead printers. And so far, it's been printing absolutely amazing. But I have pushed the cabin right into the corner of the print bed. So I'm wondering whether to just cut our losses and just cancel the print and then redo it with a brim. I'll see if I can do the fancy stuff with the printer with the camera, and you might get to have a little look. Might not be.
Dave Milne says, do you all have StreamYard? If I wanted to come on the show, would I need it?
StreamYard is actually a website. All you actually need is camera. Well, now all you need is a mic. You don't even need a camera, because if you didn't have a camera, your screen would look like that. And as you can see, it's not actually affecting the stream at all.
Yeah.
You can't see that. It's not really good enough to see, but in that front right corner, I don't know if you can see, it's just a little bit wider at the top. That's where all the filaments building up. So I'm considering cancelling the print, and I think if we put a brim on and I make sure it's right in the middle of the bed, it could just be bed leveling, because I do some prints and they're absolutely impossible to get off the bed, where the nozzle's ever so slightly too close to the bed. If you got the nozzle just at the right height or slightly too far, then they just come off really easily, and it could be that. But I've had such good results with that printer, and I mean, look, this came out perfect.
Yeah.
And this was right after you got the failure with the first cabin. So, and that, you see, there's not a lot of point of contact with it with the bed.
No.
And there's nothing wrong with it. There's not even any under extrusion in it. But the big under extrusion was, will Dizzy Cam reach? Probably not. But yeah, I mean, the big problems came with the red filament, which comes from a brand that I've been using now for over a year. So I think it was the extruder. So, but I think it'll just need a bit of cleanup. So, but it's only support that's snapped off, that's come off the bed. That's the bit that's come off, but it just means you've got loads of this noodles. But it seems to be printing. It's just that you're going to have one stem that's all fuzzy, so I'll have to cut that away. But yeah, or I'll reprint with a brim. So
I'll leave it to you, Penny. Just let me know.
Well, I mean, thing is, it's if it was the blue filament, I'd just say, without a doubt, I'd say let it continue, because you've given me a 800 gram roll, and I think you're probably only going to need half of that for the whole tractor. But the orange one's only got half a kilo, so I don't. Saying that, we've probably still got half a roll left, and I think cabin is the only thing left to print in orange. So, if need be, can we get more of that orange?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to worry about it then. I say let's go for it.
Yeah, I'm just sorting out my soldering jobs before I go back to Shan's tomorrow. So, because I've got the motor turned up today, the little one.
Yeah. Nice.
Doing a pre-test before I with the battery and that.
Well, I've got lots of soldering to do. I've made a little list of what I've got to do, because I'm doing. I'm obviously doing a lot with Adrian, and Adrian doesn't have a solder iron, so I've got to solder up 3 servo extensions, 3 motors, and 3 JST connectors.
Yeah.
So,
just got to do the LEDs as well. What else needs soldering, Penny? I've forgotten, because if my servo cable is long enough, that doesn't need it.
Right, yeah, your servo cable sounds like it's going to be long enough. Let me
So
grab
I need a female JST out the back, don't I?
Do you know what? I keep forgetting, but right, my servo cables are 15 centimeters long. So
Right.
what I'm having to do, see the big bit on the extension doesn't fit very well round under the motor. So what I've done is I've cut these connectors, the connectors off there, and then I've soldered the wires together, which would then give me roughly a 28 centimeter extension cable. Obviously,
Right.
you're going to lose a bit with the extension. Since we did that, Adrian has. This is what I mean about the background work for Adrian. He's found 30 centimeter cables. So obviously you bought the 30 centimeter ones, so there's no need for you to do any soldering. The JST connectors, you do need. Let me have a look because I can never remember which one. You will need a male and a female soldered together to make one big cable, and that runs the extension to the mower. And you need a female on the motor because the battery comes off and ends up as a male.
Yeah, I've got that.
That goes into the ESC, which then comes out as male.
Yeah.
So,
So female on the battery, on the
on the motor.
female
You'll
LED.
need a male and a female to make one long extension,
Right.
which mine now doesn't want to move. That's fine. And you won't need it, but you need that's what my 28 centimeter one looks like lengthwise. To be honest with you, it looks like the JST connector can be cut a little bit shorter if needed. And I think that mower is way too long. So I think they're all going to plug in round about there, judging by the length of that servo cable. So you got to remember that the front is going to be about there. So it's not going to go any further than about there. Because look, if it does go any further than that, look how big the tractor is going to be. That's the back axle there. So I think it's going to go around about there. So we may actually end up shortening that motor cable and possibly that JST.
Okay.
Having said that, I can't see any reason why we've put all the wires underneath the motor. I can't see any reason why it can't go around the sides. So yeah. And I need to chat with you, Horlicks, after the show. I think we've got one bit of the tractor we've missed out. Right, so if that's everything, I'm going to wind up the show because it's been well over 3 hours, which is quite long for 2 issues, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, so has anybody got anything else to add?
Nope.
I was just going to answer Dave Milne and say, he's asked me when I'm going to go live next on a Sunday, and I'll go Sunday the 24th of November. So if we can put that into the mix, if that's all right with everybody.
Yeah.
Unless anybody's got something different to that, I'll kick in with whatever you guys, whatever you guys want to do. But yeah, I was thinking Sunday the 24th of November at 8 o'clock on the night time. If that's all right.
Yeah. We'll work it out once we get the Fiat Pack 2 as well, when we sort that one out as well. So
Yeah. It's something about you've got a tracking number or something. For
yeah,
it.
I have, yeah.
So that means the money should be going out any day soon then?
Well, hopefully, yes.
Right, I'll just quickly. Funnily enough, I don't know why, but quite often my model space payments seem to get taken out in the evening. So a lot of my direct debits. Oh, hang on, something's gone out. No, just my magazine from today. something I bought off wish.com and I can't remember what it was. And Dave's Christmas present. What did I buy from Wish? Oh, yeah. I bought a power converter just more for an experiment. It was free, just pay postage, and it converts high voltage into a lower voltage. So I thought that might be handy. So I thought maybe we could hook the tractor up to 240 volt mains, and then run that motor a little bit faster, and then maybe get that 2,000 RPM or 20,000 RPM motor in it, and then have a long extension cable and then plug it into the mains. Put a 24 volt battery in the trailer and have that power the tractor. It'll go at 50,000 RPM, but it won't have enough torque. But it won't have enough torque to move it because the battery weighs too much. So so yeah, no, I just I'm kind of learning just a little bit every week about electronics. And when I first Chris said be careful with Wish. I had a dodgy item before. I've had some bad experiences with Wish, and I've actually had one or two good ones. I don't buy anything expensive from them, but I will say I did buy this one item. It was disposable towels or something, but they looked like they were pills, and they were £1. They were like free, but £1 postage or something like that. And I ordered them, and they hadn't arrived in like 3 weeks. And I just said, "Oh, they haven't arrived." And they just went, "Okay, we'll refund it." And just like that, my money was back in my account. So they're not awful. They're just, you've got to be aware of, if you're buying, it's like for Bangor as well. This remote control car, it's cost 12 quid. That is all you're ever going to get is a £12 remote control car. And it is crap, but yeah, we didn't expect anything. Well, we were looking at potential. It's the same with Wish. If you buy, if you bought a power drill for £2.50, you're going to get a £2.50 drill, aren't you?
Yeah.
But you got to bear in mind also, December, Wish, Banggood, AliExpress all slow right down. So
Yes.
trying to get anything at all in December is, forget it, if you know what I mean. So
yeah. Are you right there, Horlicks?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I just.
I know. Do you know what? I'm really tired. I had quite a busy day at work today, and
that's fine. I was, obviously, if you're tired, that's it. But if you're not well or something, I'm just, worried. Right.
No.
So, unless anyone's got anything else we've got to bring up, I'm going to say goodbyes. Chris Davies is saying that if you ever want to do if you ever want to do a private one, just ask. He's more than happy to help. As Tesco says, every little helps.
Yeah.
So,
Chris wants me to give a song again. Why don't we get Chris on? He do a song.
Yeah, you do a song, Chris.
Yeah, he's a Welshman. He can sing.
Yeah, he's actually not a bad singer. I know that for a fact. I've heard him in the shower. No, I haven't really. So, right. Okay, guys, then. So, thank you for the jokes at the beginning of the show. That gave me a bit of a laugh.
no,
So, I will let everybody say goodbye. And I will see you all next week.
yep.
Bye. I was just checking my print.
That's fair enough. I'm just keeping an eye on mine.
It's been a great show. Thanks for joining us. where would we be without our chat and the people joining us on the show tonight? Thank you ever so much. Give Paddy a nice good thumbs up, because obviously, you know, it with a nice good thumbs up and a like. Yeah, that's what we like. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon. Bye bye now.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.